Today I'll be continuing with my playthrough of Pokemon Sacred Gold. Of course, we got a full squad. Well, except for Gyarados, who is our HM user for today's episode, if you want to call it that. But, yeah. Essentially, the goal for today is to make it to the Pokemon League and challenge the Elite Four. And if I'm able to do more than that, great. If not, if it's a little shorter of a stream or like whatever, then that's also fine. But yeah, there is just... I'm like reminding myself about how much content there is in this game. And it's cool, it's great. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, we're 8 streams in. And actually, to be fair, most Pokemon games on the channel that I stream, it'll be like a badge per stream. So if we're doing the Elite Four in stream number 8, that's actually pretty good, all things considered, as far as like, you know, keeping the pace up. And Johto's a bit smaller than a lot of other regions. It's very compact, I guess is a better way to put it. I do kind of wish... I really like Johto aesthetically and like the vibe and like kind of conceptually what it has going on. But I do wish it was like more fleshed out. Like when I'm playing like the Gen 5 games, like Unova feels... I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's like the extraneous NPCs in Castelia. I don't know if this is Thick Fat or not. I'm gonna go Corneo, because this is my answer for grass types, basically. But, when I was playing through the Unova games... Dude. Amazing plays right now. Fly. I don't know, Unova feels a lot more alive. I think Sinnoh even feels more alive. And I know that's like an ambiguous... It's like an ambiguous thing to say. I feel like the webcam's a little angled high. If I can't angle it down a little bit more. I think that's a little bit better. But, I understand that, like, this region was created, you know, second to Kanto in 99 or whatever, right? It was 99, in Japan, I want to say. Maybe, like, 2000 or something here. 2000... I think it was just 2000 here. I don't know why I don't know those dates. But, let me think. I think I just stay in and click fly again. This nukes Rose Raid. But yeah, like I don't necessarily want... I would have been open to like a Let's Go Johto. I think that could be neat, especially because I like the way that Let's Go looks. Now, would they make arbitrary changes to like what has existed before in Johto? Like, not just the catching mechanics, but like, oh, you're not actually playing as Gold. And your rival's not actually Silver, but Silver helps you. Or like whatever. It's like, I could do without a lot of that stuff. I really wish Honchkrow had U-turn in this. Like, a lot. But, yeah, Johto just... I still love this game, like, from a nostalgic angle, and it is one of those where, like, it is hard to not have it be at least in, like, the top half of Pokemon games, certainly. Because, like, it's a great remake, first of all. And second of all, there's a lot of Pokemon games that I wouldn't say don't care for, but, like, I'm not really interested in going back to. And... I guess if we're talking vanilla, it's like, okay, would I be playing this right now if it was vanilla? That's a totally different story. I feel justified, though, because, you know, replaying these games, even with ROM hacks, has me reflecting on, like, my tier list, for instance. And thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I think HGSS, especially in vanilla, is still, like, top 5 mainline, probably, but maybe on the lower end of that. And, like, I think A tier on that tier list was like... I think that is kind of precisely how I feel about it, in all honesty. There's some things I would move around on it, certainly, but... Yeah, like, you know, Gen 4, it's slow. HMs are fucking annoying, and they were very, very prevalent in this gen. Still, 5 less so, so I don't... Like, I'd like for them to not be a thing in 5 also, but they are not nearly as intrusive as they are in 4. For a number of reasons. Which I think I have probably talked about... What is this guy doing? Which I've probably talked about in some of my Gen 5 streams, in fact. Yo, can you break through? You know, strength bolt. I'm just gonna mention them now. Strength boulders being permanent once you like push them into place. The region is much more linear, and you don't have. There are reasons to go back, but like you can kind of get away with your fly Pokemon being in the box, especially because like everything is, you know, one route away from each other and stuff. And yeah, structurally Unova is like, it's a bit formulaic in that way. It's like, okay, route, town, but there's so much variety there. Can you not? But this isn't about Unova. It's more like, I don't know. Like on paper, Johto is great, and I like the diversity of the towns, and like, you know, Ecruteak has the very traditional Japanese thing going on with like the fall, leaves falling aesthetic. Even Violet City has like some of that traditional kind of vibe, but there's like, yeah, you got the trainer school, and you've got, I don't know, the well in Azalea. Like, I just feel like Johto as a region, as much as I do like it for what it does, like vibes wise, I just wish it was more fleshed out. And then you get to Kanto, and then it's like, Kanto feels like a little... I mean, we'll get there, but it's not empty in the traditional sense. There's technically a lot there, most of which are just, you know, enemy trainers and stuff. But I think Kanto is maybe less interesting when it's peaceful. Not that I think that the Kanto games do an amazing job at showing the strife with like Team Rocket and all of that, but there is like definitely a difference between like Kanto in a Kanto focused game and Kanto in a Johto game, I think. It's cool that it's there. It's great. Like, it's really neat being able to see and, you know, challenge all the gym leaders again, and like just seeing how things have changed. But the way in which they have changed is into like just kind of like a stable society, which in fiction is not necessarily the most interesting thing ever. Showing the ethics of, and yeah, like the artificial Pokemon kinds of stuff. I feel like there could be more done with that, but I like the urban kind of like some, well, it's like it's one part urban and another part like, I guess there's not a ton of rural sorts of areas in Kanto. It's really just Pallet Town feels kind of like out of the way. Well, and then there's like between Pewter and Cerulean and stuff like that. But it is like this intermingling, actually, now that I think about it. A lot of like the routes and stuff are very naturalistic versus the very urban, not technological really, but just like kind of like, it's kind of contrasted with like even like these isolated pockets of urban civilization with the cities and stuff. But then in between them, it's largely unsettled. And then Johto takes that to like kind of another, more of an extreme degree where there's not really like a big metropolitan area per se. I guess Goldenrod is the closest it gets to that. But you know, you got like the farm sort of area near Olivine, and Cianwood is just kind of like there. There's not really a whole lot going on out there, etc. and so on. But yeah, I feel like, dude, I feel like a Legend Celebi would be pretty sick, actually, because then you could really lean into that like ancient Japan kind of, or not ancient, but you know what I mean, like feudal Japan, like kind of vibe or whatever. There's a lot of possibilities with that. I just think that the way that... What do I do against this? I don't have Giga Drain on... Oh, well, I don't have Gar, first of all, and I don't have Giga Drain on it anymore either. Ooh. I have a plot that involves Giovanni. Yeah, I think, like... I feel like the Kanto story... the Mewtwo stuff is more so in the background, like in the actual games. I agree that, if that was, like, actually a part of the story of Kanto, like the plot, not, like, the lore and the backstory and stuff like that, because by the time we get to the events of Red and Blue, not just the games, but, like, the characters, Giovanni and Team Rocket already lost control of Mewtwo, and Mewtwo is, like, fucking off in Cerulean Cave at that point. So, like, that is all post. But yeah, it would be interesting. I know the movie obviously touches on Mewtwo actually escaping and, like, all that kind of stuff. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, but I've you know, watched it a lot as a kid. Yeah, I feel like that would have been something you would do in Let's Go kind of deal. Because, like, look, the Game Freak / the Pokemon Company have this obsession with Kanto. I get it, because, like, it was the first one, and, like, you know, the one that most people are familiar with and all that, whatever. But, and so I could sadly, well, I forgot that I still have, like, so many of these. I'm just gonna toss, like, most of them. I don't even know where these came from, like, actually. Not that I've used very many, but I think I had something like 30, 20 or 30. What was I saying? I could, as much as I don't care to see it, I could see them doing a Legends Kanto at some point. The thing is, I feel like the most interesting part about Kanto is, like, is closer timeline-wise to the actual events of Red and Blue, compared to, like, you know, Legends Arceus, which obviously, you know, it's about, like, literal gods, basically. Like, those are the box legendaries of Gen 4. And, like, Gen 5 could take you back to, like, you know, sort of medieval times, like dragons and swords and shit like that, I guess, which I think would be fucking sick. I don't like Kalos, the most obvious one for, like, ZA, or, like, before we even saw that teaser, it'd be like, oh, you go back 3,000 years to, like, the war. But based on the fact that they're showing, like, Lumio City, or, like, the plans for Lumio City, it's like, it's definitely not... I would feel confident in saying it's definitely not that far back in that case. Yeah, with Kanto, it's like, the legend is about Mewtwo, and Mewtwo is, like, a contemporary kind of legend, which could be kind of cool in its own way, especially if that ends up being, maybe not the last Legends game, but if it's, like, if they make the rounds and they do the Legends games for, like, all the other regions, or most of the ones existing so far, right? At least, like, through Kalos or something. They do, like, the first 6, minus Kanto, and they do Kanto last as more of, like, a, hey, most of the Legends games have been about ancient history, or, like, you know, way far back, whatever. Legends Kanto, however, is going to be a little more modern because it's about Mewtwo, and that's, like, I think that'd be kind of interesting. I don't want it for a while. I want a Legends Kyurem long before I want a Legends Mewtwo or something. But yeah, I think, like, clearly ZA is about Zygarde, though. And I'm not entirely sure what the lore surrounding Zygarde is, if that has to do with the war. Was it like a kaiju, or, like, partially artificial creature created to end the war or something? What are the gym leaders of Kanto Johto Elite Four? Yeah, that would be cool. Like, to actually see, you know, Unova style, have the gym leaders, like, intervene more. And I thought it was cool in Let's Go that Lorelei actually helps out. And I guess technically a Fire Red and Leaf Green post game she does. So there's a precedent for it. But yeah, if I had to pick, like, I don't really feel like Alola needs a Legends game. They just need like a unifying. They just need a unifying, like, singular. If you want to call that a remake, I guess, whatever. Doesn't even need to be that to that extent. You don't need to think about it too hard. It's just more like, let's just get Pokemon Stars, basically. Can we just, like, can that just become a thing eventually? That's what I want out of that. As far as a Legends game, it's like, well, it's all about the Ultra Beasts and stuff like that, and we kind of already got that. I guess you could do, like, super futuristic stuff with, like, with Necrozma or whatever, and it could take place in, like, the alternate reality. There's options, but, like, I feel like there's less to do there. I feel like the earlier gens, when they're a little bit less fleshed out as far as, like, their history and stuff like that, I feel like that's kind of the way to go. I don't know what this goes for here. I'm anticipating maybe Hypnosis. Or Shadow Ball makes sense. And so I feel like a Let's Go Celebi would be sick. I'd love to see that. For Hoenn, that's another tricky one, because, like, you would think you would do Weather Trio stuff. You would think. I think that's where maybe you do the Reggies. Legends Regigigas, that really rolls off the tongue. I know Regigigas is a Gen 4 mon, but, like, do you do the Weather Trio really, though? Or do you do, like, Deoxys is already kind of done with the Delta episode? It's like, there's not really... I don't really know what you do there. Am I thinking Thunder Move is coming out here? Thunder Move. Electric Move? Is that why you went into this, or is it your last? Will-O-Wisp. Oh, that's bad. I'm just gonna T-Wave you. We don't have Gar to answer this because HMs are fun. They are a fun mechanic that definitely doesn't limit my team in a way that annoys me. And has me having to bench a Pokemon I actually want to use. More sequels, that could also work to an extent. I think, like, the thing is, it's like, Kanto's done. Like, I know they'll probably go back to it in some form again. I think, like, a Legend Celebi that takes you to Kanto as well would be, like, primo, like, actually amazing. If they did that and, like, really fleshed out both regions and all of that. I would kind of rather them just focus on Johto and flesh that out fully. But how sick would it be if you had both? But I feel like Kanto's, like, done. Like, their opportunity to change things and flesh things out was in Let's Go, and they kind of did, but it's also a different timeline, and so it's, like, weird, and I don't know, I appreciate that, like, Archer was there and stuff, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I don't really care too much about that continuity, which I guess technically is... It's the Mega Pokemon continuity, so that includes Gen 6 and 7, I think? Among other things. Or not among other things, really, that's pretty much it. Unclear if Gen 8 is in which timeline, but who gives a shit? And, like... fuck if I care about a Gen 8 or 9. 9 was already about time travel shit. And, like, paradoxes and shit, so it's like... What, you're gonna do a Legends Koraidon and go to the past? It's like... It's so unnecessary. Gen 8 I don't give a shit about. You could do the Darkest Day, the original Darkest Day, but that's, like, so half-baked and shit. Maybe a Legends Eternatus could, like, you know, redeem the shit that was Gen 8's story, but I don't really want it. Like I was saying, though, 7, not really much to do. I think Gen 7 story is actually good. They just need to, like, focus it up a little bit. Like, just, like, do one version, you know, like whatever. I think it's just good stuff already. Like, I don't really need more. 6 definitely needs help, so I'm glad they're doing Legends ZA. 5 doesn't need help as far as fleshing stuff out, but it would be sick. It'd be super fucking sick if they did a Legends Kyurem. Like, I really, especially if it is like more, like, it would be more Western inspired, like, as far as like Western fantasy, because Unova is like intended to be like the US or New York or like whatever it is, like kind of an amalgamation of like North America, kind of, which I think is very cool and distinct from a lot of the other regions, especially at the time, right? First 4 regions of Pokemon were based on regions in Japan, like literally. And the fact that Unova was different, and now it's like, okay, it's become a little bit trite because it's like, oh, what country is it going to be based on next? And it's cool to an extent. They keep doing like European countries though, which is fine, but then they're not like leaning into it as much as they could. I feel like Gen 10 is going to be back to Japan. I wonder, right? Gen 10, it'll be like 30th anniversary-ish, you know? It'll be at least like post the series turning 30. I think return to form, as in like a more Japanese-inspired region, for the first time since I guess Hawaii is like, it's ethnic in like there's like, I guess like Pacific Islanders are like different obviously than Asians, but like they're kind of, it's kind of like a mix, I guess, over there. But it's not like actually Japan. So we would say, what, since Gen 4? Gen 4 was the last region that actually was set in vaguely Japan, which is crazy. And those games came out in what, 2006? 07 in North America, but 2006 in Japan, I think. Yeah, I'm placing money on that. I'm placing money on Gen 10 being a return to a Japanese aesthetic. What was I saying, though? Yeah, Legends Kyurem, I don't know what you do with Hoenn. I think Hoenn's a cool region, but, like, I don't know what you do with it. For, like, a Legends game. Like, I'm sure, like, it's similar to, like, Gen 7, where I'm sure there's options that I'm not considering, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like, well, it kind of just is already, right? I mean, I don't know what more you do with that. Oops. I feel like the Delta episode kind of like just is that already. I know Corneo is probably the right answer here, but I kind of want to go into Stark. Pivot. Yeah, I did actually reacquire Alpha Sapphire. Well, reacquire. I was always more of a Ruby guy because I started with Ruby. I played Omega Ruby, but I think I've been talking about like wanting to do Drayano's Oris hack, which is Rising Ruby, Sinking Sapphire. I haven't played it. It's a 2016 hack, so I think that's 2 years before Renegade, but it's a few years after like this and Volt White and Volt White 2 and stuff. So, it wasn't like it seems like it will probably be more in line with Renegade Platinum, which I think is good. And I reinstalled it, and I like booted it up, and I was like, you know, Oris might actually be kind of a vibe at this point. I think it's been long enough. I have my issues with it, certainly. I know staying in is dumb. I'm just gonna T-Wave this, because there's no way it one-shots me. I'm like, Oris might be kind of a vibe. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what you do with Hoenn. Like, Hoenn's a cool region. I wish a Hoenn game still spoke to me in some way. Because even though, like, that was really where I, you know, sank my teeth into Pokemon, and even though I had played my friend's copy of Gen 2, blah, 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 I've said this a million times, but it's like the actual Gen 3 games, the mainline games, don't really do it for me much. I'm more partial to the GameCube titles, if we're just talking broadly about Gen 3. Those are my picks for, like, those are my Gen 3 picks, basically. And so I'm like, I don't know, Oris is different enough to where I'm like, okay, am I gonna like Sinking Sapphire enough to, like, have this be something I want to come back to every now and again? I hope so, I want that, I do. I'd be surprised if it would, like, the one thing about Oris that I adore is the soundtrack. That's something that I'm noticing. The music's good here, but it's like very, I know Gen 2 is old and stuff, like, I grew up with it, of course, but it's like very traditional Pokemon sound, and that's cool, but it's like not very exciting. I think like the gym battle themes and like the battle themes and stuff do slap, and some of these route themes are good too, but I'm like more partial to like Gen 3 and Gen 5's OST even. I like Gen 7's soundtrack quite a bit. I mean, the soundtrack is one area where Pokemon doesn't really miss more often than not, although I guess I would say Gen 9 does, because I cannot remember a singular town or route theme in that game. The battle themes, certainly, right? No, not even the regular trainer battle theme, because I think it's different from route to route or something, which is, or from area to area, which is cool, but like, I don't know. I think that might be because it is, Gen 9 has a lot of that more like traditionalist, very Pokemon sounding Pokemon music. Whereas like Gen 8 tried to at least do something different. I think it works in some regards with like kind of the techno sort of infusions. And 7 had, you know, the tropical, like, you know, lots of ukulele and stuff like that, and not necessarily my cup of tea, but like it works. It works, it fits. Oh, and then you had like the more modern sounding stuff with the like Team Skull's themes and stuff kind of slap, even though they're a little goofy, but it's like, come on, I mean, I love Persona 3's soundtrack. It's like it's a similar vibe. It's definitely like I bump that shit for sure as far as like P3, but like it's goofy as hell. It definitely is. At least like, you know, some of like the rap tracks and stuff like that. But like it bangs. And Team Skull kind of reminds me of that. I'm gonna be real, Gen 6 has some bangers, but I feel like it's probably just been too long since I played X and Y for me to like really remember. I think there's like, is it Route 4? I think it's Route 4 of Kalos that I really like. I have no grass coverage currently. That's a problem. Gengar needs to get a energy ball if possible. I think I would prefer that over T-Bolt on it, because I have so many different ways to deal with so many other ways to deal with flying types, kind of. I mean, I've got ice on you. I've got an electric type, for fuck's sake. Yeah, what do I go into on this? Probably just Sizz, right? Well, no, you're gonna go for ground moves, so I'm gonna go for this. Gen 5 soundtrack slaps up and down. Just like no misses really, from what I can recall. Maybe some of like the, I don't know, Join Avenue kind of slaps too. I was gonna say like some of the side areas or something, but no, it's all good shit. I think I just Night Slash. Oh, I should have taunted. Well, taunt wouldn't have worked against Protect, obviously, but I'm gonna taunt this turn and then I'm gonna heal up. Yeah, and it attacks now. Oh my god, do I live poison? On 1. Do I have a full restore? I do. I don't know how I got into this. Gen 4's OST is weird, where it's It's not like my absolute favorite, but it does have some bangers, certainly. It's not my favorite, though. But it's not, like, my least favorite either. Lots of piano, obviously. It's one of those things, I feel like Gen 4's soundtrack, like actual Gen 4, like Sinnoh, is it like a little too uniform to the point of, I don't know, I could probably identify a lot of tracks if I heard them, but thinking about it, like a lot of them do blend together because it is like so uniform as far as instrumentation and stuff. Kind of, just like all the piano and stuff, I don't know. I'm probably just being a hater, even though I love Gen 4, but... Am I faster? But yeah, like Gen 3, all of this to say Gen 3, but not the GBA soundtrack, but like Auror's soundtrack, it's so amazing. Like, actually, it's like, it's one of those things, I like the music here, but it's not like, it's not like comparable to me compared to like Gen 3 and 5's OSTs. Because though that shit fucking bangs. And this stuff is like, it's very pleasant to listen to, no doubt. It is. But yeah, I don't know. I probably just heard it too much. It's probably just like too much of like traditional Pokemon sound for me to be like vibing as much in most cases. Pele's the obvious switch here. And then Gen 1, it's like, I mean, it's basically the same musical aesthetic as Gen 2. Really, like, Gen 2 has some more, like, you know, it leans into the more traditional Japanese side in the Johto town themes. Like, you listen to this battle theme, and it's like, okay, that there has, like, some hints of, like, you know, bells and, like, whatever, some instruments that you might not hear in the Kanto themes, but it, because they're next to each other, it makes sense. It's just they're kind of uniform in that way. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I could hum this theme from memory. So it's not like the battle themes necessarily, it's just like, it's just not like my musical aesthetic that I tend to prefer when it comes to like listening specifically. In the context of the game, it like works. It fits with like what's going on and the vibes it's going for and stuff like that. That's rarely, if ever, the criticism for me. It's like what I said about Hollow Knight. It's like that the soundtrack fits. It's just, it's so atmospheric and so like bloom 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 bloom, like pizzicato, like really like plucky and like dainty and just kind of in the background to the point where it's like, I don't know, like it just doesn't really. It's not that it's bad or anything or that it's poorly composed, but it's more just like it just doesn't. I like for a soundtrack to like jump out and grab me, you know? I can appreciate subtler tracks too, but like I am very much like more so into like the really heavy shit when it comes to video game music. Like I want to be like headbanging and shit. Even though I don't really like actually do that when I listen to music kind of deal. But like I've been bumping a lot of Yakuza music lately. Yakuza 3 especially has been kind of my, like, I think that game is a little rough around the edges, as a lot of people have said, but that soundtrack, though, like, that soundtrack is a fucking vibe, actually. It's got such a unique, it has such a unique, and, like, kind of, not unique in the grand scheme of music, but just, like, in that series, it's got, like, a very unique sort of tone. And, like, all of them do have, like, their distinctions, kind of. But, and, like, I like, there's some tracks in 4 and 5 that are, like, amazing, too. And, like, all the other games, too, 0 and whatever, but, like, 3, like, that's kind of the one I've been focused on lately, is Yakuza 3's, OST. It's so good. But, that shit's, like, heavy, though. You know, that shit, like it rocks. Like, this track is good, but it doesn't rock. It's not like... Like, it's good, it's well composed, and, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, but I'm not, like... I'm not, like, jamming to this. Whereas, like, some of the Gen 4 and 5 themes, like, bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da, and that shit, like, fucking slaps, dude. Or, like, fucking Team Plasma, Black and White 2. Like, that shit fucking slaps. It's like it's a totally different, like, caliber to me, like, just taste-wise. And that's, again, this whole conversation is not to, like, just shit on the more traditional Pokemon soundtracks. It's just, like, it's just not, like, it doesn't get me excited, you know? Like, it doesn't instill, like, an emotion in me in the same way. Like, I'm not getting, like, as hyped, even for, like, gym battles and stuff lately. Like, I like the gym leader themes, those are always great. Like, kind of just full stop. Even Gen 6's, which is a little more subdued. But it's... And, like, you know, good boss themes are important, but in a JRPG, I feel like... And again, it's not that the trainer battle theme is, like, bad or anything, but it's just a little standard. It really is, like, kind of all about how good is, like, the regular battle theme. In some sense. Not all about it, but it just... I don't know, it's just, like, I'm just talking about shit. Because think about, like, Nocturne, for instance. And despite some issues, criticisms I might have towards that game, it's like, dude, that normal battle theme, really all of them, but, like, especially the main one, the first one or whatever, oh my god, it's, like, so amazing, actually. And in fact, like, Nocturne's boss themes also slap, but the loops are so short that I actually do kind of find the regular battle themes more impressive in that regard. I just go Claydol. I go Claydol. I just go Scizor and Claydol. I'll Bug Bite. I can hard switch after, it's fine. Power Trick, this might... Oh, it got the boost. I don't think Scizor cares, though. I think we're Choice Banded. This Choice Band Technician boosted Bug Bite from an Adamant Scizor. I don't think you live, even with a +1 defense boost. Yeah, you tried. That's all to say, Gen 5 is amazing. I don't even remember what I left the conversation on, but that's what my mind keeps looping back to. I'm gonna go with this. I love the way the sprites look in this gen, but I wasn't even thinking about that, the Will-O-Wisp thing, but really, dude, the movement of the sprites in Gen 5 is just like, I just wish that was a thing here to an extent, maybe not in the same way, but I miss it. Playing this, like, following my last Pokemon playthrough being Voltway 2 Redux. Like, I miss the moving sprites as I'm playing through this. And so, yeah, I will eventually play Sinking at Sapphire. And that'll be my first time playing Oris in a while. When would the last time I had played Oris be? Like, I remember I played through it I probably played through it twice when it came out, because that was kind of my thing, was like I would play through even the 3DS games, like, multiple times. Because I played through Sun and Moon, I think, twice as well. Maybe a little bit more spaced out, but Why did I do this? There's an item here, right? No. It's on the water. It's like some alcove or something. But even as slow as the Gen 6 and 7 games are, like the 3DS games, I still played them multiple times. Like, I played X and Y, maybe even... I definitely played through it twice. I don't know if I ever finished, like, a third playthrough. I probably started one. And then it started to set in, like, as Gen 6 progressed. And, like, I played through Oris, I want to say, probably twice. No, I definitely played through it twice. I don't know, I'm thinking about, like, at launch. But I'm like, when would I have come back to it? Definitely pre-pandemic. And... so... what, like, maybe... You know what? I think I probably tried to play it after Gen 7 was already around and didn't finish my playthrough. I feel like that sounds about right. So that would have been probably 2018 or something. So it's been a while. It has. And so that's why I'm thinking, like, you know, Oris could be a vibe. Like, actually. And then I can say, like, once and for all, especially with the Drayano hack installed, like, is this... do I like this? Or how much do I like this? And then Gen 7's a whole other question, because I'm like, I don't even know... talked about this before, I don't even know what version I would want to go back to, kind of deal. Like, do I do Sun and Moon because the story's a little bit more refined? Or do I do Ultra because it's a little bit more polished? Just, like, generally speaking? But then I'm putting ROM hacks on top of that anyway, so does it matter? I would imagine the Ultra hacks are probably better, right? Probably. Because I think it is... oh, being able to get static is so fucking garbage. Forgot about that. I was like, oh, it's so nice not being able to get T-waves because of motor drive, but static is still a thing, so fuck me, I guess. I think it's the same two mod authors that have hacks for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. It'd be so much easier if Dre just had... I fucked up. I don't think this kills me, though. Because it's not stab. And also Charizard's base attack is kind of shit. Yeah, breakthrough. Oh my fucking god, dude. I am +1 speed, so if I heal off this paralysis, I'll be fine. Well, unless this is Fire Dragon, in which case strength is not going to do enough. I feel like it might be Fire Dragon, actually. But yeah, Gen 7, if Drayano had a Gen 7 hack, then that would be just the answer of, like, whichever version that hack would be of. I mean, the healing house is right next door, so I just want to see. If this doesn't one-shot, it's Fire Dragon. I think it would one-shot if it's Fire Flying still. Maybe it is still Fire Flying then, okay. Or Evire is just stronger than I'm giving him credit for, let's see. Pokemon changes. Charlizard. It is not part Dragon in this. Meganium? Where's Mega Meganium? We need... the Johto starters need to get Megas, not because Typhlosion and Feraligatr need them, and not because Meganium needs it stat-wise, but just to have Mega Meganium. Because this thing's already apparently a Mega form of whatever Pokemon is called the Neum, so it's such a dumb joke, but it is funny. Like, what is Neum, and why is Meganium its Mega form, though? Yeah, see, this is why this needs to be Grass Fairy, and because Fairy resists Bug, that's actually good. Oh, Fairy should be weak to Bug because Bug types suck. Shut up. No, how about make Moonblast 90 BP and stop making so many Fairies that are broken stat-wise with, like, Steel typing paired in. Or just make more Bug types that are, like, just good stat-wise. I'm not really scared of this. I think I'm just gonna focus energy in Dragon Pulse. This is such a dumb set. The fact that I'm actually going for sniper crits, but I don't know. What else am I supposed to do with this thing in this gen? Kingdra has a good enough defensive profile to, like, exploit this, I guess. It really wants Draco Meteor, though. Not that that would have killed, but Blastoise is kind of a bulky bitch, so... Yeah, it's like the crit chance isn't even that much higher with these boosts, so I might need to go for something else. This might need the choice specs, like, actually. But then what do I do with Gar? Gar needs, like, a little bit of extra help damage-wise, given that it's not, like, EV trained properly. So I think that Life Orb would be kind of perfect for it. The problem is, I don't know if Life Orb is, like, accessible outside of Battle Frontier. Because Kingdra is... This thing's been kind of the most underwhelming Mon, maybe. Typhlosion, kind of, but that's more so a move pool thing. Its moves suck ass. Like, I'm running 2 physical moves on it, for fuck's sake. Like, this just comes in and clicks Flamethrower, and that's it for now, until it gets Earth Power. And I guess, like, Focus Blast could be an option, but, like, dude... I mean, that move pisses me off so much. What else does he get? Toxic, maybe? Hidden Power? That actually could not... That could be actually kind of decent. Can I open... I don't think I can open this save in PK Hex. I wanted to see what it's like, its Hidden Power type is, if I can. If it's good, that would be the answer. That's oftentimes the answer with Pokemon with limited move pools, but, like... Because the game doesn't fucking tell you... What if I copy and paste... Because I have the game open. Can I copy and paste a duplicate of this save somewhere? Yes, I can. Let's see. Where do I view Hidden Power type? It's Hidden Power Fire. That is fucking funny. Oh my god. That's horrendous, dude. That's actually fucking awful. That's so bad. Why? You don't get Shadow Ball, do you? That'd be too based if you did. No, it doesn't. Why? Can you get, like, any actually good special move, please? Besides Fire move? Secret Power. Ugh, dude. Doesn't get Dark Pulse. It doesn't even get Grass Knot. Infernape gets Grass Knot. Fire types can learn Grass moves. Why can you not learn Grass Knot? That'd at least be something. That'd be pretty fucking good, actually. Because I'm lacking in ways to hit Water types. Typhlosion is so shit, like, actually. I love it, but it's like... Its move pool is so dog, man. Actually. Its move pool is so bad. I mean, that's why, like, as far as in competitive, first of all, it tends to be ranked pretty low tier-wise. But usually it just comes in and clicks, like, Specs or Scarf Eruption. And that's it. And then you have, like, Fire Blast on it in case you take damage, and therefore Eruption does less. The problem is, we don't get Eruption until, like, way later. And I'll get Earth Power eventually, too, which is nice. But, yeah. Just going to Stark. Why? Why do you have the punches? Alright, thank God for breaking through. Oh my god. This definitely kills. Yeah. I don't think the crit mattered. I kinda doubt it. We're banded. Rampardos breaks the mold. I feel like you have Fire Punch randomly. Zen? On the steel? Okay. Every time I get a crit, I'm gonna be justified in running Razor Claw. But then every time I don't, I'm gonna be like, why am I using this? This might be Grass Dragon. If Charizard's not Fire Dragon in this hack, then I don't see why this would be Grass Dragon. Either way, Ice Beam is best. Because it'd be ×4 in that case. Definitely not Grass Dragon. You would have died. Leaf Blade. This doesn't kill unless it's a crit, I think. Maybe. No, it's +2. I lied. It's +2. Outspeed Earthquake? No. Good. Alright. Hey, he's got the Kanto number for health. Yeah, I wish I had Earth Power. What do you go for here? Electric move, I guess? I want Earthquake on Oni. I'm hoping it is still in Victory Road. Even though the docs say that you buy it at Celadon, I'm hoping that's like in addition to Victory Road. Otherwise, I might just fucking give myself the TM. Like straight up, because that's dumb. I know Earthquake is strong and everything, but like, come on. It's like a pivotal coverage move for certain mons. I'm not gonna just like not run Earthquake when I could be. Especially when I have no ground type on the team, which is really dumb. But it just didn't make sense. Well, I mean, it could have. Mamo was on the hypothetical team for a little while. But just ultimately, I thought... I forget what the reasoning was. That was Rock Week, that's right. It was like Scizor is my steel, and then Mamo being my ground means that I don't have an actual rock resist. And so I figured Evire as an electric fighting type would be my rock resist, but then obviously Evire doesn't have a defense stat really. So how much of a rock resist is it really? Especially being weak to ground, which a lot of rock types carry, so... Yeah, I don't know. Mamo would probably have been better, but... we can save that for Aurora Crystal. Use Mamo there. Mamo plus Gator. Plus... Ampharos probably. That, actually... Especially if Mega Pokemon are gonna be a thing, then it's like, okay. Mega Ampharos, easy. Yeah, it'll be something like Gator. I know it's in some ways not super exciting to like know ahead of time. But it'll probably be like Gator, Ampharos, Mamoswine, and then like 3 others to like whatever it is. Maybe Heracross instead of Scizor kind of deal. And it also depends on, like, if newer gen mons are included too. Like, it'd be interesting if, like, Wurdeer and the Dunsparce and, like, and Ursaluna and some of those other Gen 2 evolutions, or Gen 1 even, like Sirfetch'd, if, like, those types of guys make their way in to Aurora Crystal, if they're planning on adding new mons, or newer gen mons, that is, then, what's it called? Then there's possibility for adding some of those types of mons on the team, I suppose. There's an item somewhere around here. Thing. Tiny mushroom. Oops. I love how Gyarados is on the team doing nothing because HMs suck. I'm actually kind of lucky that one of my mons can learn Strength and can actually make use of Rock-type Strength to an effect. It just ends up happening nicely. It's similar to how, like, well, I guess my Gliscor and Renegade ran Fly, unironically. Because normally Gliscor doesn't learn it, but it helps that it did, because then I could have an actual team member use it. For convenience sake. Alright. There's lots of options for the Oris team, but I kind of have an idea of at least, like, the core members, probably. Yeah, and also, if I had done these games in order of release, like if I had done Renegade first, and then did this immediately following, and then Volt White 1, Volt White 2 Redux, then it would have been like in a cycle of the starters. Like, just so happens, like, it would have been Empoleon, so like water, into fire here, into grass for Volt White 1, which I use Serp, then water again, then Oris. I'm probably going to pick Blaziken, specifically because I've done 2 water types already. And then I do Gen 7, I pick Decidueye. Easy. 3 grasses, or sorry, 2 grass, 2 fire, 2 water over the course of 6 playthroughs. It ended up being like 2 water types back to back, which is fine. Oh, and then Aurora Crystal comes out, and I pick the water type. Wow. Look at that. Although I guess in retrospect, maybe it would have been more interesting to do Gator here, and then Typh in Aurora, assuming Typh is gonna, like, have a better move pool in that, which I pray will be the case, because holy shit. Very cool mon, but, like, using this thing is just, like, it's literally just click fire move, up a fire resist, time to switch out. It's kind of rough. I'm not saying I wanted to get, like, Thunderbolt. I feel like shit like that is too much. It doesn't need perfect coverage, but, like, give it something. Give it Mud Shot. Can I have Mud Shot for my ground coverage for, like, the time being? Or something? Mud Slap? Go back to Gen 2. In fact, it probably does get Mud Slap via TM, because Mud Slap was a fucking TM in Gen 2, which is hilarious. Final Moo Milk. I should just go back to the thing and heal, but... Alright, Sizz is actually the furthest behind now. I like how hopeful this theme is. Then again, this is probably one of my favorite route themes in this game. Because a lot of the others, while memorable, they're just like a little generic. At least by Pokemon standards. And I mean, at least Pokemon at the time was like... It was different. I mean, Megami Tensei was doing, you know, contemporary, like, modern setting kind of stuff. And Mother as well, actually. But those were a lot more niche than, like, Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy at the time. Which were doing... Well, I guess Final Fantasy wasn't, like, traditional fantasy in the 90s. You know, because, you know, 6 has, like, technology, and, like, 7 is very steampunk kind of vibes. 8 is very modern. But point being is, like, a lot of... You think JRPG, and you think fantasy. Like, kind of... And there's some sci-fi with, like, Phantasy Star and stuff, certainly, but... Do you have Fire Move? I gave Earthquake. I definitely lived that, though. And so Pokemon coming in and being as popular as it was, but doing, like, kind of a contemporary setting, I think that was also a part of what made it feel so special at the time. Well, and still to this day, to an extent. But you compare Pokemon's modern releases to the modern releases of these other series, and it's like, oh, Final Fantasy is an action game now. It's like, okay, like, I don't know. I enjoyed the demo for 16, so, like, I don't know what to say otherwise. I guess I need to play the whole game, obviously, but what do you go for here? I don't know my ghost type. I don't know. To me, it's just not even comparable. Like, you look at what even Dragon Quest is doing, which is obviously more traditional in a lot of ways, like with like how 11 looks and plays and stuff like that, and it's like, well, it's just like not even comparable. Whereas, like, you compare, I guess you could say it's not comparable also with, like, Gen 1 compared to, like, other 90s RPGs. I would kind of agree, even though I'm not the biggest 90s RPG guy. That might be part of it, though. But, like, you know, you compare Gen 1 Pokemon to, like, Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, it's not... I love Pokemon, but it's not close. And I have my problems with Final Fantasy VII, but it's not close. In a lot of ways. I guess particularly in the storytelling department, it's like the key aspect. Can we stop getting this glitch? I guess I'll just save and soft reset as I've been doing. Like a total crapshoot whether this happens or not. I would just stick with it and try to, like, undo it, which I guess I could do. Like, sometimes doing this, like going to a different screen and coming back, fixes it, but clearly that didn't happen, so... Yeah. But, yeah, another thing that, like, interests me, and I think I've, like, put inklings of this in some of my videos, and although it is something I would like to kind of... You know what, maybe there's an upcoming video I can mention this in. But it's so interesting that even my favorite series... Like it's not really a criticism of these types of opinions. It's more so like I don't really see it that way. Where it's like, oh, every game in my favorite series I love for different reasons, and I'm just like, I don't understand what it is like to feel that way, because the is the phrase "the cream rises to the top"? The cream of the crop, or am I conflating cream of the crop with something rising to the top? But okay, I should be able to fly back now from here. Fly to and from here. So now I go and pick up Gengar. In literally every series that I play, whether I love it, like, consistently, or, like, you know, whatever it is, whether I grew up with it, whether I didn't, whatever, it's almost always the same circumstance where there's, like, a handful of titles at most. Maybe we even say, like, you know, somewhere between, like, 2 and 5 titles in said series that I genuinely love, and the rest of them are some like variant of just like below that kind of thing. And like everyone has their favorites, but it's not one of those things where like I've played every mainline Pokemon game. I think the only one I haven't finished is BDSP, but I've played it because I played Diamond and Pearl. So like I know that's not actually the same, but you know what I mean. Point being though, it's like maybe Pokemon's a bad example because the quality like vacillates so drastically, especially these days. Which is interesting for a series that tends to play it pretty safe, as far as like tropes and structure and like all of that. Like it's still get the 8 gym badges, fight the legendary Pokemon, whatever, but and yet they still can't even seem to make that work properly, whatever. But yeah, like Yakuza, I've talked about it a lot, where it's like I've really enjoyed pretty much all of them to varying degrees. Some not as much as others, certainly. But for a while I was like looking for like what is that game though? Like what is that game in Yakuza for me? I know for a lot of people it's Zero. I should save this for the inevitable video, but I feel like with Zero I almost kind of wish I didn't start with Zero. Not because it's like, oh, everything's downhill from here, because it's not. But more so because I feel like having context of the rest of the series prior to Zero, even if it's through the remakes or whatever of 1 and 2, I feel like I would enjoy Zero more now, having played specifically 3, 4, and 5. And I did enjoy Zero. I did. But it wasn't like this holy grail kind of title for me. 5 was more so that, once I got around to it. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I think a replay of Zero, even as a standalone, I think would make sense. Not now, but like sooner than I would do a full Yakuza series replay, certainly. Certainly sooner than that. Because I don't know when, if ever, I would get around to fully replaying the Yakuza series like I've done this year. Because, you know, more and more games are going to get added, and so it's going to be harder and harder to do that. But, yeah, so I got, like, 5, and I think, like, 4 is kind of secondary to that, and probably, like, 0 is up there in probably the top 3. I know I've said that I thought Kiwami's combat felt better, and I think the feel is better, but the boss healing shit is annoying, and Majima Everywhere is annoying, so still a good game, still worth playing for, like, the core of Yakuza's original story, and, like, it's a remake, but, you know, you get, like, you get the same overarching narrative, really, and kind of a sense for, like, what the other games are like, too, because they're all very iterative. They're just, there's differences, but it's pretty minor, like, progression from game to game for a while, at least. Point being, even looking at Final Fantasy, it's like, I don't feel... I really love certain aspects of, like, FF7, and even 5, to an extent, but you look at the tier list, and it's like, that is how I feel. Like, 9 and 6 are, like, those games for me. They're, like, the ones. And even though I do enjoy, like, love, whatever you want to call it, certain aspects of other games, it's like it is not quite to the same extent kind of deal. Persona's the same deal. I enjoy 4 and 5, but 3 is that game. It just is. For me, obviously. But yeah, Persona 3 like is that game for me in that series. I would say that mainline SMT I've struggled to figure out what that game is. On paper, I guess it'd be SMT 5 or Nocturne. But I feel like I need to replay those, and even then I feel like neither of those titles are like as great as I think they are, as much as I really genuinely like very much enjoy my time with both of them. Well, okay, Nocturne is like it enjoyed to an extent. Like overall, there's some frustrations and stuff like that certainly, but the things that Nocturne does great, it does like really great. Certainly. I've really come around on that title. And I thought my video was like pretty positive, but I think I probably brushed past some things that I probably could have stood to talk about more in depth for the sake of like expressing my feelings towards it. How do I get back to where I was? Earthquake is around here somewhere, it usually is. Yeah, so like, it is one of those things where I know for some people when they assemble their favorite games of all time list, oh, thank God. For some people, well, okay, sometimes when you make a top 10 list, you do variety, even though you might like, you know, you would pick like one Final Fantasy or like one Megami Tensei or like one Pokemon game to like represent those series, and you kind of assume, okay, you probably like some more of these, but for the sake of a top 10, it's kind of like doing the whole variety thing and kind of picking your favorite of each. But if you were to literally list out, well, I can't delete strength based off of this. I don't want to get rid of anything on here, actually. I'm gonna wait, because I might fly back and move delete strength then for EQ, because I won't need it for the Elite Four, obviously. I mean, it's nice for, like, Koga, I guess, but I have a whole ass fire type for that. And Gengar with Psychic. Also, wait, this is the way that I go back. But I feel like for some people, and this is great, if there's like a particular series that is like easily your number one and you feel this way, I think that's actually a good thing to some extent. But like, if you were to literally make your top 10 or like top 20 or top 50 or whatever, it's like, how many of those would be, even for the sake of variety, like, would it be literally Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And like that is your top 10? That's crazy to me, like to think of for my own tastes. More power to you, but it's like, not even just for the sake of keeping a top 10 list varied. A list like that wouldn't be anywhere close to that for any series. Even like Pokemon and Zelda and stuff like that I grew up with. Where like certain titles I absolutely adore. And stand head and shoulders above the rest in my eyes. But there's plenty of Zelda games that I think are just like good, or like just like fine, or some that I don't even really care for particularly. And yet I love the ones that I love as hard as I do at the same time. And so that's why like I find it weird when, maybe weird is the wrong way to put it, but I find it off-putting when I see a comment where it's like, not even on my stuff necessarily, again, it's just kind of like generally these kinds of sentiments, but like, oh, this run, or like, you know, all of these games are S tier. That's like the best way for me to put it. It's like, all of these games are S tier. Or like, how could you put any of these games below whatever tier? First of all, those people probably didn't watch the video in full to get like the full context, because otherwise they would understand, like, and have heard me say, like, in my channel's case, obviously, like the criteria and like my mindset and like trying to understand that. So whatever, comments for the algorithm, I guess, whatever, it's fine. But it's just more like, it's interesting for someone to say that, because then it's like, well, then what is the distinction then? Like, you don't, there's not like a singular title that stands out to you more than the others? They're like all equal? Isn't that like a little boring? In some sense? That sounds a little bit boring to me, to be like I think saying like all, like let's say all of the 3D Zeldas are good or great or whatever adjective you want to give them or something, or all of the numbered Final Fantasies up through 9 or 10 or whatever you want to say are great. But then it's like, yeah, but are there not like at least like 1, 2, maybe even 3 titles you think are like just that much better, to that like they speak to you? Or is it just like I don't know. I feel like there's some sense of like identity, not necessarily for myself, but also that. But like when someone gives their top 10 games of all time, or like their favorite franchises or whatever it is, favorite games in said series, I feel like you can tell something about that person. Not everything, obviously, because people are like very layered and stuff like that, but you can tell something about other people based on their favorite games, I think. And it's not even necessarily about like analyzing that to be like, oh, you like this game, that means you're this and that. It's more so just, it's like a vibe check, I guess. And the vibe check that I get from people who are like, every game in this series is amazing, every game in this series is S tier, to me it's like, I don't mean this as an insult to those who feel that way, but it's just more like, I feel like it's someone who lacks like discernment, I guess, in that way. Like they're not like discerning their tastes enough. And you can do whatever you want, and maybe I'm discerning things too much. That's always a possibility, to be like, oh, this should be S tier, this is A, this is B, and it's all marginal and like whatever. But like when it comes to rankings and tier lists and stuff, what do I want to lead? He leads Honchcrow historically, so I'm a little scared of the Brave Bird. Lay Brave Bird. I feel like this. You're neutral. You don't have a defense stat. You probably just die. Pele probably outspeeds. I think I burn it. Maybe that's not the most sensitive way for me to phrase that, but that's why I'm just chatting with y'all on stream about it, as opposed to like putting it into like a fully thought out video. This is just like an idea, like a thought that I've had, and I'm having trouble like framing it, I guess. Dude, I think it's so funny that Silver's just like, yeah, I just beat everybody in Victory Road, and that's why there's no one here. And he's just been like hanging out, waiting for us to show up. It's interesting though that he comes up from the back. Pause. But you know, he's not like waiting at the exit. But yeah. Haunch. You better land this Will-O-Wisp, I swear to fucking God. Yes. That's big. That is huge. Oh, it's not even Bravest of Birds. It's the Drillest of Pecs. 5-second massive Pecs. The Drilliest of Pecs. What do I go into? I think I just Flame. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Because I never wanted to... Oh my god, crit. My intention is never to like put people down or anything like that. It's not really about that. It's just like I want people to think more critically about what and how they consume media and entertainment, I guess. I think that's part of it. That's why whenever I see like those types of sentiments on comments on my videos, I try, assuming they're not being assholes about it, which usually they're not, but I try to be like inquisitive about it, like, okay, what do you think about this then? Or like whatever. More often than not, they don't reply, which is fine. But, and this dates back to like early videos of mine that like aren't up on the channel anymore, but it's like, it's not about the opinion, like them holding that particular opinion, but it's about them, it's like those types of comments, like it feels like they're trying to be like, you're wrong, or like you should feel this way, or like whatever. It's like pushing their own opinions on you in that way, I guess. But people gonna people, like I get it. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know, Silver's not like the most fleshed out rival in the world, but he's a cool character. I do like his little arc and all of that. He's got his own Evire. I'm gonna go into my own Evire. It'd be fun if the rivals nicknamed their mons. That'd be neat. The brickest of breaks. She's a brick. Banana break. Oh, we break the screens too. That's sick. Is there a special animation for this? I rarely, if ever, get to see this. Oh yeah, there is. Yo. Wait, does it do more damage if it breaks a barrier? That was like a literal 50% into 50% hit, or like 5149 or something. But I'm wondering, like, is it just that it breaks it, or does it do more damage too? I feel like it just breaks it. That inflicts damage. Okay, yeah, okay, it doesn't do bonus damage. Which makes sense. Goes into this. I can just T-punch raw. T-punch to the crotch. Why are the punching animations always on the crotch of the opposing mon? It's not stab. Gator is strong, but actually it's not that strong. Isn't it base 105 or something? Kind of like, sort of mediocre. Oh my god. No Aqua Jet? I feel like for alligators, base 105 attack or something. Like, not actually that great. Yeah, it is 105. Weird. 78 speed, 85, 100, 83 bulk, 79 special attack. Weird stat spread. That is a very pre-gen, what do you want to say, Gen 4 stat spread. Very of that. Well, even Gen 3 stat spreads were a little more standardized, quote unquote. I know I did like the Mewtwo, quote unquote, but yeah. I can hard switch on this into Corneo. Unless he's, well, if he's psychics, then all the better, actually. We'll just do that. Energy Ball. I need to figure out where that is. I want that on my Gengar as well. Energy All. Sucker Punch to the face. NRG Ball. Can I... Energy Ball? No, Energy Ball. Received as a gift from a girl on Route 39. Oh, that's right. That's the one who wants to... I remember reading this. This is the one who wants to, like, see a specific mon or something. This 39 is the one near Olivine. We can go check now. Oh my god. Also, nice touch. He actually has 2 separate encounter themes. He's got the... And then it's also, God, I like totally, my mind slipped. But he's got 2 separate encounter themes. Ba-na-na-na-na. Yeah, it's ba-na-na-na-na-da-da-da-da-da, bow, bow, ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da, or the ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. There's an item over here somewhere. I haven't paid close enough attention to determine like when each one is used, if they alternate, or if there's like a reason, or maybe one of them is when he's leaving, one's when he's approaching. Cue the JoJo meme. Hour and a half in, taking on the Elite Four. I think this will be good. My team is not quite to level 50. Did I skip any trainers? Part of me wants to go level up to 50 across the board. But part of me also wants to just kind of do it. I have rare candies as well, which I'll probably just use on Gar to get him to 49, I suppose. How many rare candies do I have? 4. Okay, let me see how close. I'm not even against, like, killing some Wildmons if they're close enough. Like, Evire, you can just kill a Wildmon. Scizor, you can kill a Wildmon. Let's just do that. Although, I do want to check. Let's just check on Energy Ball real quick, because I forget what she wants to see. But it's like a specific Pokemon or a Pokemon with a specific move or something weird. This one always Blossom. Dude, I don't know. Do I have a Sunstone? I probably sold it if I do. Ugh. I don't know. I don't anticipate coming across any Gastrodons or Quagsires in the Elite Four, so I think Thunderbolt is fine. I anticipate a Slowbro, which I'm going to click Shadow Ball on. Or more than likely switch into Honchkrow on the Psychic. And then switch into something else on the Ice Beam. Scizor, I guess. And then chip it, and then come in and click Shadow Ball. I guess it doesn't help that some of the towns use the same themes. Like what I was saying about the music earlier. Grass Knot. I don't think... Evire doesn't learn Drain Punch, which is shitty. That'd be such an easy... bring. Oh yeah! I need to put Earthquake on Evire. So I'm gonna get rid of Strength. I guess I could see if Kingdra can learn Draco Meteor, but I doubt I'm at that point yet. It's nice that this theme got its own unique version. Because isn't it a slower version of Ecruteak? Like, Ecruteak in this place uses the same theme, I want to say. It's something like that. In the original Gen 2. Get rid of Strength. Bum bum. I'm feeling the congestion kind of catch up to me a little bit right now. But it's all good, because all we gotta do, it's all hype shit now. Just fighting the Elite Four, as it were. Right now, Gyarados is my strength user. Are there any trainers? There were trainers I skipped. Oh, near Blackthorn. Didn't I skip all these guys? That might be the perfect opportunity, because they're going to be kind of low level compared to me. Get everyone to 50 real quick. I wouldn't be surprised if that was kind of intended. Let's go, you stick with a squad of 6 and get everyone to 50 without actually grinding. Evire switch out. Especially because it's a Psychic type trainer. So lead Evire to get the chip EXP, switch out into Gar, probably. No, not on Psychic. Also, they're not that much lower than me, what the fuck? I go into Sizz, I think. No, I go into this. Because Gar can just use the rare candies. I mean, I miss out on some EVs, I guess, but Gar's pretty strong, anyway. Level 50. Espeon. Those are Take Fears. I just spam Sucker Punch forever. I've got 8 of them. It's like you might fake tears me until I'm at min, spit F, but then you die to Sucker Punch, so get murked. Yeah. I've watched a blunder video or two, come on now. I know what not to do. I know what not to do when clicking Sucker Punch against my opponent. Come on now. Blunder's the GOAT though, but it's still funny. Space Cowboy, good to see ya. I'm feeling better. The congestion is like setting in as I stream, but my nose isn't running and I don't feel like death. I felt well enough to work out earlier, so I did. And hopefully that doesn't progress my health improvements. But yeah, I think I am feeling better. I think so, at least. This morning I felt pretty rough, but yeah. Tornado hits 50. We can lead Sizz into the next trainer. Yeah, I like lead Sizz, pivot into something else. I guess there's quite a few fishermen on this route, right? But there's like a guy over here that's not a fisherman. Oh, Sizzle probably just kills this with the U-turn. So I'm actually gonna just go hard. Gar? Does U-turn kill this? Slowking doesn't have great defense. I kind of don't want it to die in one, but then again, it's its only Mon, so let's just see. I bet Choice Banded U-turn kills this. Which I guess is fine. I guess it's to level 50 anyway. Just like a little bit extra, but it's fine. Scissor's kind of a freak of nature, so. Now... we lead Typh. Whalmer. You might go for Water Spout, but if I Thunder Punch this, as little damage as this is gonna do, it'll weaken that water spout, I think, enough. Oh, 2 KOs. Oh, crit. No. Wow. Wilmer sucks. Get outplayed, bitch. Another Wilmer. Gen 3 has some great designs, though. As shitty as some of the mons are, like, stat-wise and stuff, like Wilmer and Wailord, design-wise, like, that's really, I think... There's some great designs in Gen 1 and 2. There are. But I feel like 3 is, like, pretty consistent, actually. There's some stinkers, for sure. But there's, like, a lot of bangers in Gen 3, I think. And then Gen 4, I think, is carried by, like... It's, like, starters, legends, and evolutions. Then, well... That's not fair to say. There are some cool designs that are, like, completely unique, like, not, what's it called? Like, not evolutions of old mons. But when I think of Gen 4, I tend to think of the evolutions. Even though you have, like, Garchomp, obviously, which is sick. And you have, like, even, like, some of the weirder ones, like Skuntank, I kind of like now. Toxicroak. I'm a fan of poison types, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, there is something about Gen 3's roster, though. Like the new additions that I really dig. Chat disconnected. YouTube, why you do this? Chat disconnected again? What's going on here? What's going on with the chat? Why is it disconnecting and then connecting again? My bitrate looks fine. No. I don't give my numbers to fishermen. Too many bad experiences. Let's see. Although, really, this playthrough's been like role-playing as a social recluse, which, is it really role-playing? I'm like half kidding, but it's I'm like just refusing to give my Pokegear number to like anybody. Hey, Mom always taught me not to talk to strangers, come on now. Then again, this is a universe where they send 10-year-olds out to go like cockfighting, basically. It's like, hey, go like use your giant creature to like fight this other giant creature where you're definitely in danger. Like, I don't know. There's something cool about it though, obviously. Like, obviously, because the Pokemon world is sick. As in, there is deep injustice. No, I mean, like, it's sick, it's dope, it's cool. It really is, like, the easy pick for which video game world or fictional world would you want to live in. Because, for one, it's just not really particularly threatening to humans in the way that the anime logic works. If you were to make it fully realistic and whatever, then sure, yeah. But if we're saying we're just gonna plop ourselves in with the same logic as the anime, you do that with, like, a Naruto or a Dragon Ball, you're dead, dude. Like, you're fucking dead. Whereas in Pokemon, people don't really die. So, even in games like, you know, Zelda, which is also, like, you know, an all ages, like, for all ages kind of property, people die. You know? Mostly off screen, but still though. In Pokemon, like, people do die, but, like, not very often, like, due to Pokemon, though. Really. Or at least we don't see it. But yeah, that'd be super sick. That'd be fucking dope. Come on now. Would I rather be like training up a Gengar to go take on the next gym leader, or paying taxes? It's a pretty obvious choice to me. It's pretty obvious. Chat disconnected. Why is it doing this? It seems to be working fine. I don't know what's going on with the chat right now. Why it's like disconnecting and connecting again. But if anyone's trying to send a message, then it might not be going through. Just FYI. Alright, we just solo with Modest Specs Gengar. I don't know this will get me... Well, I think there's at least another trainer or two on this route. There's the Bird Keeper, right? So that'll at least get me to 49, I think, and then I can just use one of the rare candies to, what's it called? And then I want to avoid using revives in the Elite Four battles if possible, but I want them for after. Oh, it's my goat. Wait, you resist this, though. I forgot. Oh my god, that is so much, though, still. Have you seen this thing spit F stat? It's nuts. Like 111. 111 spit F, and it's a resist. Empoleon is so sick. I'm constantly going back and forth between preferring Empoleon or Infernape. As far as like my #1 Sinnoh starter, it's like so difficult. When I was a kid, it was definitely Infernape. Because I was all about them fire types at the time. And then I look at the fire type roster and I'm like, most of these I like because they're secondary typings, really. Or rather, I just prefer other types, I think. Fire types are cool, though. I guess they're the opposite of that, but you know what I mean. This is the one case I wish I had Sludge Bomb. But normally I would just switch into Typh or Honchkrow on the sleep. Because you're probably going to sleep me, aren't you? Okay. Well, that wouldn't have worked on Honchkrow, I guess. Or wouldn't have, like... It wouldn't have been a good pivot. It's a grass move, though, so that would that work on Evire? I guess so. I guess that does work on Evire. Hey, it's like, hey, buddy, can I borrow your Blossom and go show this chick to get an Energy Ball TM real quick, please? Alright. We break through. Very nice. Very nice. Still a bit of a cough, clearly. We'll heal this up. I don't really want to use the singular regular potion. I don't think that 20 HP is going to matter too much. Or just click T-Bolt 3 times or whatever it is. Bum, bum, bum. And then we'll fly back to the Elite Four, actually challenge them, since I'll have a squad of 50s. Yeah. And then I'll still have 3 spare rare candies if I really want. Or feel like I need... If someone's, like, failing to pick up KOs or something, and I need, like, some additional stats on some guys, we can do that. You know, something that I don't like, though, is... I like for the Hall of Fame, even though I never look at my Hall of Fame inputs, when you do the Hall of Fame after the Pokemon League, I like for it to be in the order I caught them on, like how I tend to have them oriented, with Typhlosion in the lead or the starter in the lead. Problem is, Lance leads Gyarados, I'm pretty sure, and so lead Typhlosion is, like, very bad, but I'm still tempted to lead it. What do I lead otherwise, Gengar? I don't even know if T-Bolt one-shots, so it's a little nerve-wracking in that regard. And so maybe lead Typh and then switch into Kingdra might not be terrible, but it's better to just lead Kingdra in that case. So, I don't know. It's whatever, we'll figure it out when we get there. All I know is against Will, think I just lead Gar. Right? Well, leading Gar is a little risky. He's gonna lead... I'm so used to his actual team, where he has 2 Zatus and he leads 1. Destiny Bond. I mean... Psychic is too important for this team. It's too important for this to have Psychic, like, specifically on this team. Focus Blast... I mean, I don't really want to leave this in against a Dark type, but it is an option for, like, Karen. And if Bruno still has his Onyx, which I doubt, or if he has a Steelix in this hack. But in that case, I'd rather just click Flamethrower on Typh and nuke it that way. So I feel like Focus Blast, if anything, actually is the most superfluous. Because I have an actual fighting type. I've got a fire type to hit steals. I've got a couple of steel resists. And yeah, it hits normals, I guess, is a big thing. Not gonna face very many normal types in this Elite Four, though. And also... I just feel like there's better options. T-Bolt is kind of important. It kind of is. Like, it hits Gyarados. But I feel like F-Blast... I feel like F-Blast is, like... Because I'm just thinking this is not a Nuzlocke. And so, if Gengar can't really do much against Karen or something, would I rather click Focus Blast, risk missing, and die? Or would I rather click Destiny Bond, die, and take the opponent with me? I feel like I'd rather do the latter. I might regret this, but I think D-Bond might actually come in clutch. Especially if I'm underleveled. I need to outspeed, though. That's, like, the big thing. I do need to outspeed. And yeah, running a status move on Specs, sure. But D-Bond is the only move you're clicking. Anyway. And plus, this is when D-Bond was broken and you could just spam it, right? It's not like... I think it's more balanced in newer gens, but in newer gens... It's like, if your opponent acts... If you act again, that cancels out the Destiny Bond, and I think it fails if you try to use it twice in a row, kind of like Protect. Or, well, maybe there's a chance, but, like, it's likely to fail. But if your opponent, like... Yeah... It's like neutralized once you take your turn, basically. That's why slow Prankster... That's why, like, Mega Bayonet is so demonic. In, like, a very niche circumstance, where you click Prankster Destiny Bond, but then you go slower, you go second when you click an actual attacking move. To incite them to kill you, kind of thing. It's kind of nasty. But, yeah. I think move pools look fine for now. Dragon Pulse is super weak. I could check... I'll go check on Draco Meteor real quick. I know I keep saying one more thing. I just want to make sure, because if I could have Draco Meteor, I'd much rather have that. But I don't know if this thing's friendship is high enough, because I'm assuming that is the factor that matters here. Oh, it's lit! 140 power. Pre-nerf. Yes, get rid of this garbage. 90 is heinous. What is this, Gen 6 Flamethrower? Come on now. Yeah, give me that shit. It's not really a move you spam, but it is a move that I would use, switch out, and come back in and use. So I'm like, do I want to use the PP up on that? I think so. Eruption is the other option, but I don't get that till, like, a while. This moveset is so shit. I will say T-Punch did more than I thought to that Whelmer, but it's also a Whelmer. And also Gyarados has Intimidate. If it didn't have Intimidate, then I could get away with leading this and T-punching. I don't think it would one-shot, but yeah. I was looking for PP up choices. Destiny Bond, not really worth it. I'm not going to click it probably more than... I can't imagine I click it more than 5 times in a battle. And considering that Pursuit seemed shit in this hack, despite the improvements to the AI, I would imagine I can probably get away with Destiny Bonding whatever I want, because the AI is dumb as shit. Yeah, I think Draco is like the only real contender right now for these. Might as well use it now. Can't completely max it, but still something. Lucky number 7. I just need to make sure I have enough revives for in between battles. So what, it would be at most 5 per battle. And there's 5 battles. So I only need, there's 4 in-betweens. So I just need 20 revives. And I guess we can count max revives, I suppose. If I absolutely need to use a revive, I will. But I want to try to avoid it. So I technically have 3 here. It's 9. Rare candies can actually revive. But I'm pretty sure they do, at least in this gen. I'm just going to buy 14 more revives for like the in-between. I don't think it's really going to come into play. I think Gengar 6-0s will. I think 15 now. Just do specifically 14. And then take a few more hypers and sure. There's probably some stuff I can sell, in fact. Like, that's all potentially useful. Yeah, like this. I'm not running Rhyperior. Destiny not as shit. We'll take or shit. Quick Claw is actually kind of not bad. Flame Plate is redundant with Charcoal. It's the same thing. Shiny Stone don't need. Dragon Fang. It's an option. Sash is also an option, I guess. Chilled Ore. Reaper Cloth. Magmarizer. I hardly know her. It's so fucking stupid. No. No. King's Rock actually has utility. Do I need 2 of them? Probably not. I also have the Razor Fang. Maybe I sold that. Because I have the King's Rocks. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need these. Lagging Tail? No. Don't know why I would want that. In this particular case, at least. No. I feel like if I have the King's Rocks, I don't really need the Razor Fang. Mystic Water is an option. Power Herb. What 2-turn moves did I use? Solar Beam on Typh. I didn't consider that because it's so bad outside of Sun. But the one-time grass move is really not that great. If Gyarados was weak to it, then yes. But it's not. So, no, Shell Bell's kind of shit. And I just sell one more thing to get this page removed, or just like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I feel like the EXP share I'm not really going to use much, but we'll hold on to it. Probably Miracle Seed. I have no grass types, so At least Poison Bar by... Well, I don't have the TM for Sludge Bomb. I don't really want to go get it, though, because I don't think it's very good in this case. Water Pulse is pretty bad. Hail's pretty bad. All these other ones, like, my Mons don't learn, but they could have utility. Bullet Seed's pretty bad. Shockwave's pretty bad. At this point, at least. Sandstorm. Secret Power's pretty shit. Thief is pretty bad at this point. Could have utility with, Paunch Crow, maybe. Well, HD2D remakes. Dude, that's what I've been saying that for, like, a while. Like, I feel like HD2D Pokemon are, like, pixel art remakes or pixel art remasters of Pokemon, specifically the DS games especially, but really just all of them. It's like, it's, to me, a no-brainer. I would much prefer something like that than BDSP. Also, I can't be the only one who thinks of, like, the term BDSM when I hear or see BDSP. I'm just like, why is it so close to BDSM? I don't like that. Although maybe it's kind of accurate though. Although wait, I guess that would imply that it's so bad that or it's painful to the point of being enjoyable. I just mean that it is painful. The only mainline Pokemon title I never finished, like even a single playthrough of. That's right, even Sword and Shield I stomached 2 playthroughs, 2. I think 2 full ones. I think so. Don't know why I exactly did that. I think there were some things that I did like about it, but it's just like, as an overall package, I've talked about it a million times. I feel like that's plenty. But then it's like, what else do I spend my Pokédollars on? Oh my god. Hello? Is she gonna call me in the Pokemon League? Also, the delivery guy doesn't show up here, I don't think. This guy's fun. Was this... Could you not fly back from here in the original, and that's why this teleport guy was here? Maybe? TM for Stone Edge. What learns this? Nothing that I have, except for maybe Evire. And there's not really room on Evire's set unless I go 4 attacks. How are held items looking? Charcoal, Specs, Black Glasses, Choice Band, Muscle Band, Razor Claw. I don't hate that. I would probably put Magnet on this, or Black Belt, over Muscle Band, but Muscle Band's fine. Or Soft Sand even, I don't have any of that shit. Okay. Yeah, I'd say let's go for it. I'm gonna make a save. In case something goes horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, Pixel Remaster remakes of Pokemon, whatever gen it is, gens 1 through 5, that would get me on board. Something like that. Like, it's gonna... It would take quite a bit for me to get genuinely excited about Gen 5 remakes. Because the Gen 5 games as they exist are already so great. I'm, like, open to it, because I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, if the remake isn't my cup of tea, it ruins the original. It's like, no, that's not how that works. BDSP I didn't like. Didn't finish it. Thought it was boring. And I still played Platinum, Renegade Platinum recently, and loved my time with it, like, honestly. Lead what? Lead what? Gengar is the obvious choice. Scizor's another option, like a mid-ground. Xatu could have Heat Wave if he leads Xatu, but if he leads Xatu... I guess if he leads Xatu, I can just... Well, Corneo could be a lead. The thing is, I'm gonna switch out, though. Unless I'm convinced that Kage kills whatever is the lead. But at least I have a safe switch in Honchkrow for the predictable Psychic. Because I don't think there's a move that hits Gengar and Honchkrow super effectively. No, that makes no sense that there would be. Make my Psychic-type Pokemon powerful, and at last. Crank up the music a little bit. Yeah, this thing has an actual Spidef stat. If you go for Ice move, I am going into Scizor. If you click Sleep move, I will be upset. Okay, goes for Psychic. I figured Honchkrow would have been fine. I was just scared about random Ice move, because that happened once before. With, like, the last Jinx I fought, wherever that was. Please don't be Sash. What is the Steel Berry? Babiri? You wouldn't be that. You're not Sash either. Okay, this is a good mid-ground because I resist both of Jinx's stabs. I just want to be careful. Honchkrow could have been safe, and it would have taken 0, but yeah. Or Bandit, I have to hard switch. What do you go for? I don't know what this goes for. Water move? Maybe this is Neptune's Draco Meteor time. Maybe this is Draco time. Draco. Mr. Malfoy. A focus? I don't have focus. Like, I know Psychic will probably do a lot. Amnesia, the Dark Descent. Well, if I crit, then that's doubly good for me because it goes through his defenses. Let's find out. Didn't crit. Great. I think I just spam Draco because if I crit, it ignores my drops too. And I just want to get... I kind of need to get Chip on this. Not a Nuzlocke so I can revive after the battle. Just the... That's a crit. Okay, beautiful. See, that's what I was going for. That's why we run... That's why, we're Sniper because Swift Swim is kind of ass. Because Rain is, like, not a thing in-game, really. But also just... That's why we run Razor Claw Focus Energy. I'm gonna try to crit again on this, because I don't think Kingdra is that valuable in this fight at this point. Even though Psychic is, like, pretty obvious and I could have just switched out, but yeah. That was pretty sick. We got the Draco crit. I don't think Pulse would have... Pulse might have done it with a crit because of Sniper. But yeah. You are a Lunatone. I think you died a Shadow Ball. But I kind of don't want to risk it because Bullet Punch also kills, likely. U-turn probably kills, in fact. I'm in U-turn. Booster EP. Okay. Pretty confident U-turn kills. We're Choice Bandit, Adamant. Not like EV invested or his IVs might be shit, but we are Adamant though. And Bandit. Let me think. There's not really physically attacking Psychics except for Gallade. Would you have a Gallade? I guess it's pretty safe to go Pele as a mid-ground just to, like, chip something. Or in the off chance you do have a physical Psychic and I can burn it with Will-O-Wisp. Probably not the actual right play, like Gengar is pretty safe. Sol Rock. The Solar Rock. Are you a physical set? Doubtful, right? Like, you go for... Do you have a ground move or rock move? I think Oni's pretty safe. Oni doesn't really do much in this fight. So if he goes for rock move, I'm a god. If he goes for ground move, I'm a Todd. No offense to any Todds out there. But if your name is Todd, you're probably not a god. Just like, you know, any other human with a name that is anything else. but hey, it's technically true. Pushes up glasses. Use the wrong finger, but whatever. ST Punch, I guess. It's Levitate. So Earthquake doesn't do much for me. Although you're gonna Psychic. But then I go into this and what? Do I one-shot with Sucker? Like, if you go for Rock move, do I... I'm gonna try this. Because, like, you go for Psychic move. AKA Psychic. Yeah, it doesn't affect... Sucker Punch is stronger in this gen. It is base 80, which is pretty nuts. Where Black Glass is boosted, you know, 125 base attack. This is a Sol Rock. It is but a Sol rock. It is a singular rock. Can't stand up to Sucker Punch very well. Xatu also dies. This could have just been click Sucker Punch 6 times. Legitimately. That's so funny. You're not a fairy, so you're actually weak to this. We Psychics don't give up until we're down. That's what makes us so formidable. Dude thinks he's a Psychic Pokemon. Yeah, this was literally click Sucker Punch 6 times. If I wanted it to be that. Although Slowbro would have been like the one exception, for sure. That's probably why Slowbro is on his team. Even though it's on his vanilla team, too. Kadabra? What is Kadabra doing? What is that about? But what's the deal with Kadabra? It's not Abra. It's not Alakazam. It's the one in the middle. Alright, heal everybody up very slowly because Gen 4, thank you very much. Fortress Hazards lead, maybe? What is your deal? Offering to teleport you. Oh, you can do it. Nah, dude, just let me fight him. Especially because, wait, could I have done this before fighting Will? No, pre-Gen 5. Let's just do them in order. This is not Gen 5 and on. I like being able to choose the order from Gen 5 and on. I think it's cool. It makes sense. But no. I like Typhlosion lead here. Because he leads either like Ariados or maybe Fortress in this hack. I think Ariados is usually the lead. So I just click Flame. Wahahaha. Poke's cool. He's getting ready to use 1,000 Years of Death. Venomoth. Venomoth! I feel like you go for Sleep move immediately. Right? What else would you click? You don't have Quiver Dance. Oh. Beautiful. Bug Buzz. Are you Tinted Lens in this gen? Oh my god! You're strong as shit. I'm scared. Although you outspeed, so that's actually better for me. Because I guarantee this fly damage, and then I can Sucker Punch the next turn. Assuming you're not in range of using Full Restore. Assuming this doesn't one-shot. Which it does. Honchkrow! I'm so... Look. I knew Scizor and Gengar were going to put in work. I was scared. I was scared that Honchkrow was not going to put in work because its defenses are fucking shit. And it's slow. I was so scared. I'm so glad that this guy is putting in work, though. Because I love Honchkrow as a mon. I'm just always hesitant to use it because its stats are, like, weird as hell. But, I mean, without Sucker Punch, this thing would not be nearly as good. Certainly. Wheezing Wee. What do you go for? Do you have Thunder? Or, like, I'm so shook by Petrel's initial wheezing that had Thunder and Fire Blast on it. To the point where I'm like, I don't even know what you go for here. You Toxic? I kind of want to go Oni and like T-Wave it or something. I could go hard Kage and click Psychic, which probably one-shots. And I definitely live with Thunder. Goes for F-Blast. Okay, so you do have the coverage I was nervous about, but didn't go for the move I was anticipating. I just spec Psychic and I think you drop. I think you die to this. I don't see why you wouldn't. You're wheezing. You're defensive. I don't know that the crit mattered. We're modest specs. We're a Gengar. Once again, if you couldn't tell. Toxicroak is interesting. You have Sucker Punch. There's no way you don't have Sucker Punch at this point, right? Why else would you go into this? Your time's 4 weak. You have a Fortress. Assuming you still have a Fortress or a Scizor. And you went into this because you have Sucker Punch. Yeah? Go ahead, Typh? I need Typh for Fortress. Or whatever your Bug Steel of choice. Whatever it is. You have Sucker, right? Yes, I fucking knew it. Okay. I was like, why else would you go into this? What now? It's Anticipation, it's not Dry Skin. Which might be a hidden ability thing in Gen 5, I don't remember. Maybe not though, but it's not Dry Skin. So I can U-turn out into Kingdra and deal some damage. Because I know BP is going to do a lot. Why don't I just click BP? Is there a reason not to? To keep this healthy, maybe? But I don't outspeed anyway. With U-turn. Let's just BP and see how much it does. Probably 2 KO. Oh yeah. And we dodge, so never punished. Just like, can you imagine being a Toxicroak and getting your throat pouch punched by a Scizor? I'd be Peter Griffining on the ground. Except instead of holding my knee, I'd be holding my throat sack or whatever you call that. You have Hypnosis, yeah? You probably maybe also have... No, you probably have Heat Wave. Are you Heat Wave? Does Crobat normally get Heat Wave? Or am I conflating other flying types that get Heat Wave? Like Zapdos and our very own Don Corneo. I'm just gonna see... I'm not gonna look at the docs, but I just want to see if Crobat gets Heat Wave in... It does get Heat Wave by Move Tutor, I thought so. So, I'm anticipating that coming out, or a Hypnosis. I guess if you Hypnosis, that's pretty annoying. I'm kind of the GOAT, a little bit. Just like a tiny bit. For outplaying... I shouldn't hype myself up too much. I'm outplaying like the dumbest trainer AI of all time. But still, though. I did call the Heat Wave before looking it up. I wanted to make sure. Because Special Crobat is definitely a thing. Because it gets Nasty Plot. I see that attack stat and I tend to think... You have Tentacruel. That's an interesting pick. I like that. I like that, actually. The Tentacruel pick. Crit. Yeah, thought so. I just go into Neptune and drop a Draco, I guess. Outplayed to shit. Goes for Joyson Pab. Please don't. Okay, that was a crit. I was gonna say, like, holy shit, dude. Don't poison me on top of that damage. Come on now. Do I live a crit? Crits are 2 times in this gen, right? So I took 85. So I should live. Protect for no reason, my favorite. If my math is math, then I think I live. Yeah, okay, I thought so. I thought it was like 40-something, yeah. Because it's 2 times crit. So crits are even more devastating. The scary thing is when, in, you know, the current era, when crits are 1.5 times. Wait, are you gonna heal up? When crits are 1.5 times and you see that kind of damage, then it's scary, because it's like, okay, okay, then it's like a regular hit. Obviously does a higher percentage of what you just were dealt. I just U-turn. I simply U-turn, and plus this thing outspeeds me, so I can U-turn. Yeah, exactly. If you switch, or I can U-turn into Gar, just kind of generally speaking. These two are the same base speed. I've had Gengar on my team for a long time, so it probably has some speed EVs on it. It is modest, not jolly. But I'm also like, what would this... I guess this could click like... Air Cutter or something? Brave Bird, okay. You do outspeed because you're max speed. Because EVs are a dog shit mechanic for in-game. But I'm also bad for risking the speed tie. Speed tie, quote unquote. Based on base speed. Bullet Punch definitely kills. Goes into Muck. Yeah, I guess Gar isn't really going to break through this that easily anyway, right? What do you have? Fire Punch? He's got a full health Cruel in the back, which I don't outspeed with Neptune. I think I just sack Neptune. Goes for Sub. Sub Black Sludge? No, no Black Sludge. I just Soif. This should break Sub, for sure, every time. Goes for Gunk Shot. Do I Will-O-Wisp for this? This thing's kind of bad against Tentacruel anyway. Oh my fucking god, dude. Okay. Oh. Well, this is still fine. Even though it doesn't break his focus, he's burnt, so... "75% accurate Will-O-Wisp makes me sad. I just click Flame until I die. Dig is too shit. If I had Earth Power to click that, obviously, but yeah. This thing has a good Spadef stat. It's possible he has a second full restore that he uses. It's been a little iffy if gym trainers slash, you know what I mean when I say gym trainers, if they're actually going to be using multiple, yeah, like I feel like they have 2, usually. Maybe I'm thinking of a different gen, though. In this playthrough, they've only been using 1. I don't know if I outspeed this. No, I probably do. I think I Will-O-Wisp so that it gets chipped over time, and I miss, which is fucking great. Thank you. I live, but I get poisoned because it's me. You do have Protect. Sucker Punch does a lot. I feel like I kind of just want to go... I guess at this point I T-Wave then. Because it's 100% accurate. Or maybe I just EQ Raw. No, well, I've got priority on these guys though. BP is resisted, but everything on this thing is resisted. So BP... Well, I guess Bug Bite would do more. But I would live whatever it can throw at me. So I don't think that the T-Wave thing, unless I'm fishing for full paras, is going to matter. And I don't think it will. If it flinches me here, then I uninstall the game. Okay. Yeah, maybe T-Wave is worth it to avoid potential flinching. But I want to see base 123, Earthquake. Yeah, that's some good damage right there. Dude says oof. He does have a second full restore. Why would you not use that on your status, on your burnt muck? That would make too much sense. Also, what does a burnt muck smell like? I don't want to think about it. And yet I did. Like literally burning garbage. Which is a pretty unfortunate fate for such a mon. I just spam EQ, I guess. Jab. The same base power as Waterfall. You were better off going for flinches. Honestly. You stupid CPU, you. Bullet Punch killed from that range easily, though, so wouldn't have mattered. Evire finally putting in some work, kind of. It's not bad considering that's against, like, you know, it's probably like defensive Tentacruel or like max HP or something dumb. So the fact that EQ, like, nearly one-shot is pretty impressive. That's also why I would consider running, like, Soft Sand or something, because I think that would have made the difference. Heal everybody up. Imagine the song just stops there, actually, it doesn't loop. And it just sits there. Heal you up. Still think some of the nicknames are a little bland, but it's fine. Bruno. Like how the trumpet just cut off by the sound of it. Bruno. I made him out of clay. What Pokemon do you lead? What Pokemon do you lead? Normally he leads Hitmon top, question mark? Hitmon bottom? Yeah, I think Pele's a solid lead just because of Will-O-Wisp. And he's not gonna lead his, like, Guts Machamp, and it might actually be No Guard anyway. But, yeah. It'd be nice to get actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Games like this again, like an actual proper RPG. That'd be cool. I'd be down for it. Yeah, we'll lead Typh because Will-O-Wisp is good into his team. Yeah, he leads top. Hitmon top is cool. Like this, I think I mentioned this already. This was my contender for fighting type on the team over Evire. Oh, you got played. This is not even really a threat, right? Like, don't I just... The thing is, you have an actually good SpDef stat, and Corneo is neutral to fighting. I think I just click Flame. Maybe bait you into using your full restores early or something. Dude doesn't know how counter works. Yeah. This gives me 2 chances to land it. Okay, landed it first try, which means I can just attack the next turn. I don't know why this is his... Is he like choice band counter? That doesn't even affect the damage, but I'm just like, why is that all you're clicking? You don't have like dig or something? Even something as shit as that? It's the Lee. It's the burn. Charred turkey leg. Please don't crit me, that'd be sad. No. Goes to the edge. Let's go Oni, right? I mean, it's my only rock resist, my only true rock resist. Plus this thing probably has Blaze Kick. So Scissor's not a good idea, unless I just go back. I guess that could have been the play. Is go Sizz, and then go Typhlosion to get the Flash Fire boost. Doesn't seem terrible. Wonder if he knows Rock Lee. That's funny. I think I just stay in a T-Punch or something, I guess. Oh, it has Earthquake. Oh, okay. Why does your him on top not have Earthquake? Assuming it learns it. Oh. And you crit that, but not the high crit move. Okay. Well, that kills, thankfully. Dude, Electivire, thank you for actually having damage output. Unlike your prior evolution. Lucario. You have priority? Like, why'd you go into this? I think you have priority. I kind of want to just Brick Break, though. As E-Speed, okay. I should have gone Gar. Should have gone Gar, but then I don't have F-Blast on Gar anymore. So it would have been Gar into, like... I don't know what. I think I just go into this. Because E-Speed definitely doesn't kill me. And I just Flame. Which should kill this, I think. Barring, like, Akka. Random Akka Berry. No. No Akka. Machamp. Are you Guts? Are you Guts? I'm a little scared. You probably go for Stone Edge as well, like your compatriots. Would you have Fire Punch? That's what I'm scared about. Or rather, if I go Sizz, I don't want to pivot back into this. I kind of just want to click Flamethrower on this. But if he has like a Steelix or something in the back, then I'm fucked. Unless I want to just start using Revives, which I could do, but Neptune's an interesting play. Neptune could also handle Steelix, actually. I'm scared to burn this in case it's, what's it called? Wait. I could dig. Well, I could look it up, but I could dig and find out, right? If I dig and it lands a Cross Chop, that means it's no guard, right? It's a bad play. It's better to Flamethrower. But that would reveal it, but then I couldn't burn it anyway, so then it's like, okay, why? It doesn't make any sense to actually do that. I'm guessing it's no guard, though, if, like, because, you know, stone edges that can't miss seems pretty good. I think Spec Cigar kills this. There's no Assault Vest in this generation. And we're modest specs. Yeah, I'm like, stop critting so I can actually see if it kills. Gengar, you beast. Hariyama. Hariyama. I kind of just want to Psychic this. It doesn't one-shot, but... Then again, well, Hitmonchan's your last, right? Which also has good Spit F. Everything has good Spit F. I can fly on Chan, though. Well, it's gonna have T-Punch and stuff, though, actually. I should go Scizor and chip this first. Or go Neptune. I'm gonna go Scizor. On, like, Knock? Sub. Oh. Well, Psychic would have been insane. There's Bullet Punch, I guess, forever. Focus Punch. It's done one-shot me, and then I just click Bullet Punch until I die, I think. Sub Punch? Setting up a Sub Punch on Gengar is mega disrespectful. I don't like that. Why would you do that? Obviously, if I had known the set, I would have stayed in. And plus, Knockoff isn't pre-Gen 6 buff, as far as this hack is concerned. So, yeah, I should have just stayed and clicked Psychic, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Now what happens? I will always click Psychic on Gengar. Yeah, there's the... I'm curious though. All the Hitmons I think have the same base speed F, so if this kills, that means it would have one-shot everything else too. Well, it's barring like EV investment, I guess. If the other guys were EV'd to have Spit F, then yeah, that's a different story, but... Sadly, your Hitmontop didn't have Mirror Coat, which wouldn't really make sense, but it would have been practical there. I have a couple revives to use. These battles are not going that badly. Like, I'm actually, like... I'm making some plays that are, like, a little questionable just for the sake of science. And, like, not knowing sets. And I'm still getting out, like, pretty okay. Versus Renegade, where I was, like, fighting for my life. There's no way I was gonna do that, like, Renegade's Elite Four without potions. I think that team was, like, really weak to fire. Or, like, Sun really fucked up my Renegade Platinum team. The only reason I think I won that fight is because of Thick Fat Venusaur. I remember that Mon coming in clutch. Like, his Flint's Ninetales of all Mons, like, his lead Drought Ninetales was, like, the biggest... There were other threats on his team, but, like, that thing alone threatened my entire squad. Whereas here, like, I have a Flash Fire Mon, so... That, like, obviously helps quite a bit. But we're not playing Renegade Platinum with a Flash Fire Mon, so yeah. Do I need to Ether up anything? Maybe Flame, not Psychic, not for this next one at least. Why? I don't know why it doesn't show me the values. Flame, I feel like Will-O-Wisp is fine for now. Then again, if I do it now, it would be probably enough for Lance, but I'd rather just wait. You're fine. You're fine for now as well. You're also fine. Earthquake and Draco. I have so many ethers, I might as well just refill Earthquake and Malfoy, or Draco, rather. It's so stupid. Refuse teleportation. I'm staying here with Bruno. Bruno's my roommate now. By no choice of his own. What do you lead? Do you lead your own Honchkrow like the rival's been doing? Do you lead... You wouldn't lead a... You wouldn't lead a Houndoom. You wouldn't download a Gar. So that always reminds me of whenever I say something like that. Like you wouldn't lead your Flash Firemon. What's the best lead here? Scizor, U-turn? If they lead Houndoom, I switch into Type. I think that's fine enough reasoning. I want to keep Sizz healthy though. She probably doesn't have Mono Dark fully. Like I'm assuming probably Gengar is still on there. And maybe Vileplume, because that's like kind of... That's a mon that I associate with Karen. Here's the speech. I love Dark-type Pokemon, even though I use, like, 2. Or whatever it is. I'm known for my overpowering tactics. No, you're not. What do you mean? You use, like, status and shit. You use more status than Koga does. What are you talking about? You can take them? Just try to entertain me. Let's go. Wait, what about the... Oh, she says it after, I guess. Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon. It matters not. I'm hot as shit, so... Fuck off. That's what she says, like, actually. Word for word. Fire Fang. No way you're not Fire Fang when, Steel is one of the best Dark Resists in this gen. Got him. Alright, Cook. Burn. Yeah, goodbye. Launch Crowington. You don't one-shot with me with anything, and I totally nuke you with this. This base 95, buddy. This ain't some Gen 6 shit. Come on, now. Oh my god. You lived. This is max HP. For sure. Well, I've been not using healing items in these battles. I think I've done all of that. What would you click here? The bravest of birds, probably. Oh, maybe it's a roll. So if I break through, maybe it's a roll, and I actually do kill. Oh god. Maybe I burn. Maybe I... Was it 10% burn or whatever it is? No. Swagger. That full heal's looking real nice right now. Break through. Oh, you goat. Also, it's funny. She's like, all-out offense. Doesn't click Brave Bird. Clicks T-Wave into Swagger. And then gets cooked because of it. I think I'd switch out here. What do you go for? You don't have a super effective move, so you probably just click Dark Stab. So I think... Well, you probably have Psycho Cut as well. So Corneo's... probably the answer, right? Or I go into this and then I pivot Sizz. But Sizz resists Dark in this gen anyway, so I think I just go hard Sizz. And it goes for random Psycho Cut, okay. I see you. I'll be sending you to the ICU. Assuming I break through. There we go. Yeah. Absol probably got some buffs. I don't think you live. A choice band, U-turn. You do not. I'm trying to think if she goes Houndoom. I probably want Neptune out in that case, right? Or I want Oni out to T-Wave it. I don't hate that. This team only kind of works because I have the immunities that I have, I think. He goes for Houndoom. Intimidate. I Thunder Wave. So that way, even though you nasty plot up, I can at least outspeed you. Bless up for 100% accurate Thunder Wave. You'd love to see it. Should work like Toxic in new gens, but it doesn't because fuck you, that's why. I'm gonna guess you're going for fire move. This thing's already parried anyway, so... But you're also flash fire. No, wait, you're intimidate. Wait a second. It's great that it revealed its ability. It's always convenient when that's the case. I know this is a resist, but yeah, this does a lot. Like, look at that damage. Plots up. What is bro plotting? What are you cooking? I just flame again, I guess. Like, dig is just delaying the inevitable of him breaking through her, I guess. Houndoom breaking through and clicking Dark Pulse and nuking me. Citrus probably takes you out of full restore range, which is good for me. It goes for Dark Pulse, which definitely one-shots me at +4. Like, this thing's probably modest. Well, it might not be modest, but it's max special attack, certainly. Oni kills with this with a Brick Break, I'm pretty sure. But I could also give Neptune the kill with Surf. If Neptune doesn't kill this if this doesn't kill, I'm benching Kingdra forever, even though I like them on. I have a soft spot because I did a randomizer in Gen 5 once, and Kingdra was a starter option, which I chose, obviously. And it was kind of the GOAT, but it might have been the GOAT specifically because it was a starter. And, you know, it accrued EVs and, like, all of that kind of stuff. I think that was when I was actually Nuzlocking things, too. And I want to say it legitimately lived for, like, so long. Which only makes sense. But there were Nuzlocke attempts where, like, I would lose a critical mon and was just like, I don't want to do this. Can you not? Alright, we have another chance. We have another chance. Only did half, but that's, I guess, fine. Goes for Dark Pulse, which probably kills me. At +4, right? Yeah. Kingdra, you did your damage. That's all I can ask for. Shadow Ball kill? Do I Destiny Bond? I have options. I feel like Specs Shadow Ball probably does 50%. I could also debond, like a thug. But I also get locked into that, but also, why would you not just attack? I'm gonna debond. Because the AI is gonna be like, oh, I can hit this super effectively, so I'm going to. There we go. Now I don't have to wonder if Shadow Ball does 50%. Which, again, it probably does. Modest specs. But Spiritomb's pretty bulky, so... Let me just go Corneo last. On the Vileplume question mark? What do you have? Umbreon? Oh, easy. Easy work. There's no foul play in this gen. What do you think you're doing? Taunt is like a random number of turns in this gen, right? It's not 3 always. Either way, I should be able to get away with just clicking Fly and then taunting again. If it wears off. Because Dark Pulse is not going to do very much. Yeah, bounces off. Taunt wore off. I taunt you again. I had a feeling the taunt would come in handy. Look at that. Much better than Haze, that's for damn sure. If it's Toxic Protect, I don't know why it's not clicking Protect on the second turn of Fly, in which case I would switch out. Is Scizor still alive? Switch out, click U-turn. Back into this, taunt. Switch out, U-turn, taunt, etc. See, taunt didn't wear off that time. Oh, I guess Scizor's paralyzed, so it's a little risky to actually do that. And also, I guess if the taunt wears off here, yeah, you can actually Toxic me. But it's already over. Like, this doesn't, yeah, this doesn't quite kill. Also, you don't Toxic, for some reason. Yeah, I always taunt in case of the full restore. I thought about just clicking Night Slash to chip it to a death range. Death range. Yeah, now I initiate this tactic because Choice Band U-turn nukes this anyway. I don't think it might not one-shot, but it's gonna do a shit ton. And you can't Toxic me. I clicked the wrong thing. I don't think it matters. In fact, avoiding the Paraflinch by doing this might actually be better, technically. Probably not really. That was just a misclick. This is for the time where I meant to click Bullet Punch, but I clicked Bug Bite instead. So now, this time I clicked Bullet Punch when I meant to click Bug Bite. Probably would have been better, honestly. Then U-turn. The 51 on Corneo. Aren't you good? I like that in a trainer. You like good in a trainer? Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon. That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with their favorites. I like your style. You understand what's important. Keep moving. The champion is waiting. I gotta say, I like Karen, mostly because she's fine as hell, but that speech, a little underwhelming. Just a little bit. I thought there was more to it from what I was remembering, but yeah. Heal everybody up and take on Sir Lancelot. More like Lance a little. Am I right? Lead what? I do want to lead Typh for the Hall of Fame purposes. Gyarados... The tricky thing then is, like, what do I go into after that, though? Or do I don't want to... I could Will-O-Wisp it, actually. That's actually not terrible. Because even then, if it DDs, it's going to take quite a bit of setup. And even then, it's probably Waterfall, Earthquake, DD, Ice Fang, or Bounce or something. So... because it's probably gonna at least have one move that hits me super effectively. So it'll probably just click that instead of DDing, if it is DD. Who needs restoring? Draco Meteor. You're fine. You're fine. Sucker Punch I might as well. Fly I think only uses 1 PP per actual use. So I think we'll be fine. I don't think I'm going to click Fly 11 times in this fight. And if I do, then I probably already lost. Psychic wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't think it's really going to come into play here anyway, so... yeah, Destiny Bond would be a one-time thing. I think Will-O-Wisp, Flame, Sucker, Draco. Will-O-Wisp, Flame... even then, Will-O-Wisp is probably not needed. Definitely Flame. Sucker Punch. And Draco Meteor. And I've got, like, elixirs and shit, too. But I don't think it's... again, I don't think it's necessary. Lit. I like that it actually lets you save. And it doesn't just auto-walk you up to the champion. There was something about that that was so powerful, though. Thank you for the good luck. We shall see how this goes. I think I do want to Will-O-Wisp the Gara. There's no need for words now. Then why are you still talking, bruv? As the most powerful trainer and as the Pokemon Elite champion, I, Lance the Dragon Master, accept your challenge. I didn't say shit. I didn't say one word. Yeah. Intimidate comes out. Yay! 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 It did the thing! Yay! Wow! Wow! If this one-shot... Dude, I swear to God, this fucking game... This fucking shit... Okay. If you... I swear to God, if you don't click Earthquake again, I'm... I just wanted Will-O-Wisp to land, dude. Can you stop? I don't think T-Bolt kills. I have to go for it, though. I can't just switch around and have Gyarados, like, murk me. Okay, T-Bolt does kill. Okay. I didn't have faith in the modest specs Gengar. But I also had faith in, like, landing Will-O-Wisp. That was a mistake. Clearly. Aerodactyl, you're faster. You threaten me with a lot of stuff. What do I go into? Let me think. I can T-Wave something and have Neptune, like, Ice Beam a Dragonite. Then again, wait. Dragonite's kind of slow. It's base 80. Then again, if it's max speed, does it outspeed Timid, uninvested Kingdra, or questionably invested Kingdra? Maybe not? Maybe it still doesn't? I don't outspeed this, though, for sure. What do I think is coming out here? Do you have Brave Bird in this hack? I think you just go for Stone Edge. I think I could just go Oni. The scary thing is random EQ on the Switch. Goes for Stone Edge. There's no way you don't have EQ, right? But I can't just switch around, though. Like, if I go Corneo, and he Stone Edges again, that's bad, because well, this is the main mono that I want Sucker Punch for, though, right? Because it's like Zard, which is like, Zard is fast, but like not that fast. And then like 3 Dragonites, assuming, well, okay, it might be different in this hack. Really just want to click T-Punch, but if he EQs, I think I just die. I don't want to go Gengar. I need Gengar alive, I think. Shit. If I go Corneo on the EQ and Sucker Punch, that's actually pretty good for me. But then I don't think Sucker Punch... Maybe it one-shots. If he Stone Edges, that's so bad, though. What does Evire do? Against Zard, nothing. It can T-Wave, like I was saying. It can spread Paralysis. I've got Bullet Punch in the back. This thing probably has Fire Fang. Does Bullet Punch one-shot? Does Bullet Punch one-shot? Assuming you don't go for random Fire Fang and I go Scizor. Unless you're Sash. I'm really scared. I guess if you're Sash, I can Sucker Punch after... I guess I go Sizz. I don't fucking know. That Will-O-Wisp miss really, like, threw off my momentum a lot. Okay. Okay. I should have attacked. Assuming you're not Sash, I think this kills. It should. Barring Sash. Okay, it's not Sash, thank God. We're Tormented, so I can't click Bullet Punch again, but I am Choice Banded, so I have to switch out. I was gonna switch out anyway. What does Typhlosion do for the rest of the battle? If it's 3 Dragonites, Typhlosion can burn one. It can burn with Will-O-Wisp. I'm just thinking it's gonna go for Fire move here, obviously. I'm gonna do the immunity play here. Yeah, I'm gonna do the immunity play. Because you're gonna EQ, right? Your physical. Flare Blitz EQ. Aerial Ace? Are you fucking serious? Alright. Well, if that's your flying move, I mean, I don't know if that... If you click EQ, after all that... It goes for Flare Blitz. This probably kills me. Oh, you goat! You Electivire and your shit-ass defense stat actually lived. Oh my god. Look at that health bar drop. It didn't kill, though. We pair it, though. Which means, even if you full restore, this is the freest Thunder Punch of all time. Alright. You're Flare Blitzing again. Oh, you... Okay. We're faster than Garchomp, right? Probably? Well, no, probably not. I'm gonna risk it. Pele, you are the GOAT. Pele, rest in peace, my gal. Taking one for the team. She had to redeem herself. She missed the turn one Will-O-Wisp against the Gyarados, so Garchomp comes out. All right, it's my time to shine. This seems like a pretty easy Neptune Ice Beam to me. I don't know what else I do. We're not Habanberry this time. I kind of want to focus energy, but I think I just raw Ice Beam. Yeah, because you're burnt. So yeah, I'm like we don't tank this that well. We do tank it. I'm praying that Ice Beam kills. You're not Yachi Berry, which is good. Doesn't kill, but you die to burn. Bless up for pre-Gen... What is it? Gen 6? Gen 7? Whenever burn got nerfed, I guess you would say? What would you say? Buffed? Nerfed? Am I faster? I don't have a way to burn this. I can T-Wave it. I'm pretty confident that this is faster, but if it's Yachi Berry, that's bad. Charizard's in the back. I have Sucker Punch. Okay, Bullet Punch is not that great. Sucker Punch for Zard. I think... I just click Ice Beam. You're faster, okay. Are you White Herb? If you're not White Herb... Okay. I guess I should have figured. Because Kingdra's only, what, base 85? So yeah. A fully invested, what's it called? I don't know what to do if I don't want to use healing items. Got a Zard in the back, and then, like, what's your last? Salamence, maybe? Salamence, maybe? It's so tough because Kingdra just doesn't really handle other dragons well because it's too slow. And it's not that strong either, really. Like, you might have Fire Blast, you're -2 right now. I can't... Part of me wants to T-Wave, but I'm also, like, relying on priority, so I don't think it's actually worth it to do that. I think I go Stark. There's no multi-scale. I could U-turn into something else to scout for Fire Blast, but it's -2 special attack, so I'm like, I think I live one. I miss, so I do live one. This might be dumb of me, like, I might just actually die to this anyway. But you're -2, so I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe not, though? Come on, Scizor. Yes. Okay, no burn, it is amazing. This is tough. This is tough with no items, dude. Like actually, shit. Can I crit one? Fuck. Fuck! This is so bad. I don't have my fire immunity anymore. If I'd burned that Gyarados turn 1, then maybe I would have been... whatever. If coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever. I have no switch-ins anyway. Like, Honchkrow's not... I either pray for a crit, or... Okay. Or a miss. Okay, we don't dodge. I pray that you have used up all your full restores. But, you know... One doesn't become champion of the Pokemon League without learning how to spam full restores, so... Fuck me, I guess. I just Sucker Punch. Oh, thank God it paid off, thank God. Corneo, clean up. Clean up. They came to you on the day of your daughter's wedding, alright? You don't... That's not okay. They think you're a clown. They think you're a clown. This is your last? Is another D-Knight? I guess that makes sense. I think I lose. I think I lose Morning Max Revive. Like, actually, I just Sucker Punch, though. Anyway, because... we're a Honchkrow, and, like, oh my god. Holy shit. Alright, well, we'll chalk that up as a loss, but I'm gonna just max revive so that we can just do this. I mean, I guess I could soft reset and, like, try to Will-O-Wisp, but then I'm, like, making a lot of the same plays, and it kind of becomes predictable, and I'm kind of like... We know how this would play out if I had landed that Will-O-Wisp, at least to some extent. I'd be in a better spot. I'd maybe be able to squeeze out a win, which would have been cool. This is not the right revive, I guess. Yeah. Kinda sucks. I'm also, like, pretty underleveled. His ace is 10 levels higher than, like, anything I have. So, it was a valiant effort. I was so close, actually, to being able to do this. Also, you're not confused yet, so you're still locked into Outrage, which means... I do this. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, you're Citrus, because you're his ace. Hmm. Would this... are these Dragonites mixed, or is this one physical, the other one special? Yeah, because the other one had a Draco Meteor. Oh my god, that is so strong. You maybe have Fire Punch. So, I'm just back to doing my bullshit. We do this for Zard, really. Hit yourself. Okay. Hit yourself again. Yeah. Yeah, see how close I was? Like, especially if I got that same RNG, and I got the 2 hits hit itself in a row, I would just need at least, like, 1 or 2 more Mons alive. I'm curious if Bullet Punch kills. I know it's a resist, but, like... Okay, not quite. You died to recoil, though. Yeah, so technically wasn't able to do it without items, but it was so close. So close. That Will-O-Wisp turn 1 really did swing a lot. I mean, thankfully Typh lived. If it had died one shot, that would have been a whole nother story. Burning the Garchomp was huge, certainly. Yeah, definitely a tougher fight, but definitely fairer than I've seen some tough fights in some Dre hacks. And usually in vanilla, you just bring something with Ice Beam and you just like, at least nuke the Dragonites. The other stuff, not so much, but yeah. Oh, she's wearing glasses? Have I never noticed that before? It is funny how Professor Oak congratulates us and Elm is just like doing Lord knows what. Pretty cool squad though. I'm excited to rock up. Dude, we can get the rematch in the Pokemon World Tournament. When I bring this team into my Black and White 2 save, We can run it back versus Lance. Trainer who succeeded through perseverance and determination, and full restores and healing items. But you know what? He also used healing items, and you know the meme. I already said it. Bum bum ba dum. It's lit. We got Pele. We got Kage. I wish I had thought of a better name for this thing, but it's fine. We got Corneo. The low-key, the maybe not the MVP, but like kind of the secret sauce, right? Scizor probably the actual MVP because this thing is just stupid, busted against anything that isn't a fire type. It's like so nasty. Evire actually kind of put in work, even though it's probably just has bad IVs or something. Because it's like failing to pick up KOs that it probably should. Kingdra, also a little underwhelming, but still a cool mon. Still put in some work there, taking care of the Garchomp with the help of burn damage at least. It couldn't even kill the fucking Chomp with Ice Beam. Come on now. 95 Ice Beam also. But yeah, pretty sick squad. I do like it. So many other mons I would like to run as well. Like if I could squeeze a Mamoswine on there, I've mentioned. One of the, like, Hitmontop is a cool Gen 2 mon. Crobat I really like a lot as well. Among others. Tyranitar, of course. I'd considered T-Tar, like, legitimately. Not that that should be surprising, because it's a great mon, and it's dope. But, yeah, I was, like, lacking in rock and flying resist, and I was like, T-Tar does fit that bill, but the team is pretty water weak, and it still is. But, especially because I was thinking about running Mamo, and so, like, thanks, Eric, I appreciate it. I think the squad is pretty cool. Some eclectic picks, like, I didn't use Ampharos for the millionth time. But like I was saying, if Aurora Crystal does in fact have Mega Pokemon and stuff, then Mega Ampharos just kind of makes sense for whenever that comes out. I mean, just save it for then. Which is neat. And we can take Mamoswine there as well. Among, maybe Crobat as well? Like, Feraligatr, Ampharos, Mamoswine, Crobat. I mean, Weavile is always an option. That's my favorite mon. But I did technically already use it in, what was it, Renegade Platinum, I used it. And it was kind of underwhelming because I picked it up late, so I didn't get that many EVs. I also remember looking at its IVs after the playthrough, and they're kind of bad. So that didn't help. The EVs are probably the more important thing, though, long term. But yeah, we still do have Kanto to do. Not tonight, but Kanto should go by a lot quicker because, of course, you know, we can tackle the gyms in any order. We can kind of do them consecutively, although I'm a little nervous about the level jump. I guess that's what people are talking about when they talk about grinding in Gen 2. Which I guess is understandable. Though I feel like I could just go out of my way to fight all the trainers. Not only on the ship, which there are some, but also like on the Kanto routes, too. Usually in vanilla you can get away with just being underleveled and just brute forcing your way through a lot of the gyms. But I think for the sake of this hack, I'm like, okay, we'll probably do Surge first, but maybe I'll like clear the surrounding areas. But then again, if I do that for the whole region, it's gonna take a while. I'll think about it. That's wholesome. I always like this end credit sequence. Because, like, you know, all the trainers running by and, like, I don't know, it's just a good... It's, like, interesting visually. compared to most credit sequences, which are just kind of like, you know, white words on a black background, scrolling down for all eternity. What does this say about society? No, but seriously. Yeah, I think we're back in our room. We got, are there medals in this game? Ribbons? No ribbon for Hall of Fame. Okay. Well, yeah. Managed to make it through. Had to use a couple items there, as I mentioned, but, you know, hey, I mean, if Will-O-Wisp is gonna miss, I'm gonna use Max Revive. Use one Max Revive. It's like the take a shot memes, but yeah. That's all I've got. Good timing, though, I will say. I might as well just say, I know I just saved and it would put me here anyway, but I'll just save anyway.